silent, but they've actually banned two heroes that would have been really good to counter with that Franco. So does this mean they just want to let it go, give it over to RSG? The Julian and the Akai was banned out, so they don't have those two options to take. Esmeralda, I think, can be a good option for them if they want to just change things a bit.
Leeway with map control, with the ability to come back in the late game. So I like the lane ban here. I just don't know what Silent is. Is it going to be Silent's hero or Justin's hero?
Oh, there it is.
Beatrix telegraphed, and then RSGPH, as
Esmeralda,
they do.
Franco.
Esmeralda Franco, sure. Esmeralda Angela again.
Oh, man, yeah.
Esmeralda Karina.
Oh, it's just tough right now, you know, there's just so many heroes up for grabs in RSG Philippines. They can just pick whatever they want. Esmeralda and Franco, as predicted. Falcon, they have the chance to pick up the Karina. Again, Kenrina, like you mentioned, but no, it's the Johnson Kadita Optimum Pride.
Wait. If I'm not mistaken, RSGPH may have been the first or second team in MPL Philippines to solve this Kadita Johnson problem that was originally presented by Echo. So they may figure it out. They may know how. They may know how, but we're going to fundamentals. They pick up the Karina. Safe.
Yeah, I mean, I like, and that's also denying the Karina pick from Falcon as well at the same time. So this seems like a pretty good pick. RSGPH also going to take out the Diroth just to make sure that, you know, Naz gets a good farming laning phase in the early stages.
That's it. That's all they need to take out.
Yeah.
I think they're fine here.
This is actually interesting, right? Because it seems very similar here. When we're talking about the Johnson Kadita, you know, I don't know what team it is in Indonesia, red logo. But
yes,
they brought this to Indonesia.
Also, yes.
Also, Bigatron Alpha with the Beatrix as well in the gold lane. So the aggressiveness from the side of Johnson Kadita is just to cover up for that early game presence.
This is a rank game nightmare.
It is.
Right?
It
You
is.
can put in the Kadita or the Beatrix.
So many rotations,
yeah.
so much kill pressure.
Yeah, come out, Wesker.
Wesker, exactly, yeah. So they can mix it up, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you think it's the Kadita, and then
who's in there?
boom,
Who's
right?
in there? Who's in there?
The Terminator himself, Silent here, who's just phenomenal on the Beatrix once again. Didn't really get to perform that well in the first game, but he was shut down really early on. So let's see, with the Tamas ban by RSG and the Claude ban this time.
Yeah, and we're not even sure if this is Naomi Johnson or a Justin Johnson, right? That sounds like a real person's name. But again, if it's Silent inside of it,
JJ, Justin Johnson.
Yeah, it's a Terminator. Come with me if you want to live. Right? Oh man.
And I think this is also a combo that Falcon has played before in their own tournaments. So this is something we know they can pull off, the Johnson pick. And I don't. Do you think RSG is going to change up their draft because of this? And how would they do that?
As they should. They pick up heroes that don't care if they get hit by the rapid touchdown.
Wait, this is interesting. The Lancelot pickup for the side of Falcon.
It's not like they're
Uranus as well.
No, it's not like they're lacking junglers, right?
Yeah.
There's so many other choices, but given the Kadita Johnson, you kind of want the Lancelot. I get it. I'm just hoping that it's not. Who played that? Somebody played a tank Lancelot earlier this group stage.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, they built like completely tank items except for like a Thunderbelt.
Yeah, they have to stick to the classic Lancelot to do this, I think.
You know, if they do actually just go for the classic Lancelot damage, it is just going to be really hard for Falcon again because it is kind of one-dimensional with the Brody picked up for the side of RGPH. That's a lot of self-peel, self-cover.
Yes, he's safe. I'm guessing Eman might rock a Purify or a Flicker here.
Yeah.
Try to anticipate or just really just take me, Justin. Take me, Falcon, when the Johnson comes out. But yes, to answer your question, Scrubby Cheeks, from about a minute ago, they pick up heroes that don't mind getting hit by the rapid touchdown. So that's what you see in the Franco, that's what you see in the Esmeralda, the Karina, the Lilia. So there's only really one easy target for Falcon, and that's Eman.
Yeah.
Do you think then Falcon Esports' draft may have just fallen flat on themselves? I mean, we talked about how their strategy previously was one-dimensional. Is this the same?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but they do have some late-game insurance
Plan
this time.
B.
Plan B with the Uranus, and they can also secure objectives a little bit better with the Lancelot. We all know. Hopefully he brings the Demon Slayer emblem to get just a little bit more damage out with the Retribution to secure these objectives, because we saw in game number 1, Demon Kite was just so on point when it comes to that Retribution battle.
And with a Karina, that slightly larger HP pool, helping your Retribution out as well with the Cursed Helm ticks and the Retribution ticks. I think it's a matter of slow rolling from the mid game. Looking at the lineup that RSGPH brought, they're gonna be playing around the cooldown on rapid touchdown. That they have to count like, all right, so who's driving? Where are they? Okay, they're over here. Farm there. Go from that. I think that's the RSGPH game plan.
Looking at the drafts now, is there one you prefer? I mean, I'm looking at RSGPH. They have the Franco, they have the Esme, they have Lilia, so they have the burst damage and the ability to pick off people as well. But also in team fights, they're equally great.
Because of the Lancelot, I like RSGPH better.
Yeah,
I think that's a huge deal breaker.
I have to agree with you. You know, I like the Johnson Kadira, but
It's fun.
the Lancelot, yeah. I feel like, again, if he does go for the damage, the classic Lancelot, it's going to be really hard, even in your own jungle. Sure, the Johnson Kadira aggression does kind of cover you in terms of that invasion from the enemy team, but still, I feel like in terms of clearing the waves, clearing the jungle, Karina's just going to have such a big advantage.
I'm also thinking Karina's first skill, given the immunity, that's exactly what you want. Some dude with a sword, like, you can't touch me. She's much faster as well, given the puncture, the dashes, the phantom execution by Lancelot. Karina can just weave in and out, right? So I believe we have been informed that there is a
remake.
a remake happening, so please bear with us. It's one of the player's emblems that needs to be figured out, so timer on your screens are accurate, so we have a few minutes to digest and figure out exactly how these two teams are going to be going in. But if I'm not mistaken, they are keeping the draft, so there's a lot more time for us to digest exactly what's going on. A lot of praise that we gave over to RSGPH. One thing I can say about Falcon Esports is we have to save the fact that the Lancelot is at least not playing tank.
Yeah.
The tank Lancelot really just irked me the wrong way. It's just, you're going to be able to survive a lot of dives, yes, but your damage is just not there. Let's talk about the Justin and Aqua head. We mentioned this earlier, that these are two players that open up the cores for their team. Aqua, he's setting up these great turtle plays for Demon Kite, taking away a lot of pressure from Eman, maybe setting up early damage. For Justin, I think it's a lot heavier. The emphasis on Justin is, you know what, short to say maybe, I'd say watching a lot of their VODs, Justin might be the face of Falcon.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at the stats here, it's pretty interesting for me. Aqua has a lower kill participation percentage compared to Justin, but his KDA is almost twice of that.
For a good maybe 3 or 4 weeks, Aqua was on top of the overall KDA rankings in MPL Philippines Season 9.
It's just something with mages, man. Something with mages, because in ID as well, Clay just topped the charts in terms of
Grand Finals
KDA,
MVP,
Grand
Clay,
Finals MVP as well. So let's start a deep dive onto these statistics, right? It kind of shows me that Justin is the more active mid laner.
He's
Considering
everywhere.
that, again, yeah, he plays the Selena, he plays these very active early game heroes to enable his team. Sure, Aqua does the same thing, like enabling his team, but he kind of likes laning a little bit more than just purely roaming around the map looking for plays.
Yes. Aqua is a role player. Aqua he's such a soft-spoken guy, but he does the job, whatever it's needed, right? Justin, he's just incredible, man.
Flows like water, man.
Yes, but Justin, just incredible.
Justin Johnson.
The first time I saw him play against Trend, they ran through a couple of local tournaments in Myanmar. I love that the Burmese MLBB scene is back and alive.
Love it.
Can't wait to see more of them. Hey, we haven't seen the last of them here. They could upset us, and the whole world set a new status quo. I think Justin is at the forefront. I think Justin really has to play well here. We still don't know who he's playing, if he's the Johnson or the Kadira. And here we're about to do just that. We're about to find out. Welcome to the land of Dawn. It's Justin on the Johnson.
It's his last name. It's Justin Johnson at this point, right? Let's just see if he actually performs well on the Johnson first. But I'm kind of disappointed, Leo.
Why?
We're not seeing that Optimum Pride skin.
Oh, you're right.
But it is actually, like, competitively, you can see who's in the back, so yeah.
You always do need that skin buff though, so I don't
True.
know. But Justin, you know, you would trust him to pull it off anyway, skin or no skin. Right now, Navs gonna be able to put out some aggression onto Yellow Flash here on the bottom side. Looks like we might be going into another pause right now, but just bear with us. We want to make sure that everything is in order. It's an important game for both of these teams.
I love that they're sticking to the double petrify. Looking at game number 1, right? There are some, how do I say, prerequisites that Falcon needs to succeed, and that's a lot of CC.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure that these team fights go their way. So if anything, Falcon reminds me of old RSG, if anything. They like Season 8 RSG, PH. Just death ball. They want to make sure that they win team fights, and then they convert from there. I believe that would be a great evolution for them if they're able to take objectives just the sneaky way. Like a hee-hee from like, oh, there's a team fight over here. Oh, we were actually pushing.
I agree.
I think that's what they were trying to do with Silent earlier.
Yeah. I think that was what they were trying to do, but again, it's just really hard when Esmeralda has that much resources put onto him, right? And the thing is, it was all by himself. He's independent in that XP lane. Like, no, sure, there were a few roams up top, but again, Nats just, he provided for his team. He just stayed in lane 1v3 a lot of these times, and again, that's where Iman was able to get the lead against Silence.
And they're looking to do the same in this game as well. You can see they banned out the Thamas, they banned out the Diroth, so they want Nats to be able to scale really quickly, bully in the lane, and just choke out Falcon. But Leo, you mentioned earlier as well that Falcon, they're looking for the CCs, trying to steal objectives as well. And I feel like they've learned really quickly from the previous game, because looking at their draft here, they're better set up to do that as well. With the Johnson, they can, you know, come in with the big hoo-ya, the rapid touchdown, and possibly make that steal. If they don't, they do have the Lancelot as well, using the Thorn Rose, the iframes, that can possibly take this away from Karina.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing is the Lancelot pick. It makes a little more sense now in hindsight. The Lancelot's going to play cleanup. You come in strong, you blast them with the magic damage that the Kadita Johnson has, as well as possibly, you know, Silent coming in from a bush nearby, and then you clean up with Ken.
Absolutely. That's the thing that we're going to have to keep on looking at, right? Falcon, how do they use this Johnson Kadita to control the map, if they are actually able to? Because look at this, Franco, Lights, he is just opening up the map so well. Mid lane as well, just always shoving it in so that Johnson won't have time to actually look for any openings in the map, look for any ganks.
Yeah, great adjustment from RSGPH. Light moves on over instead of invading the jungle. Instead, babysits the side lanes. So he's making sure that whoever the Kadita Johnson combo visits, whoever is the poor soul to be on the receiving end of a rapid touchdown, at least they have some chance to fight back.
And not just that, I mean, the fact that he's babysitting on the top side, he can either engage or protect. So that also helps to shut down Silent if he's able to do that in the early game. And what they have, I think, 2 Purifies on their team.
2 Purifies and a bunch of flickers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they, basically you're banking on the rapid touchdown. If you don't pull that off, that's going to be tough.
That's the sound of a rapid touchdown missing.
Yeah. It's like whisked past you.
I agree, but the thing is, even if they connect onto that rapid touchdown, they need follow-up instantly from the Kadita, the Petrify as well. If it's purified at the right time, it might not even matter. You know, the rapid touchdown, sure, is an ability, is a resource to lock their opponents down, but considering how much self-sustainability they have in their composition, like you mentioned, to take these rapid touchdowns, and even if it does hit Iman, it's a Brody. There's just so much from RSG, and like you said, they've learned to go at it against this composition.
Yep, they have figured it out. But that doesn't mean Falcon may have added a twist. It doesn't mean Falcon may have found a new way to leverage this, I hate to say the word, this cheesy combo.
Yeah.
It is a cheesy combo, and actually now that I'm looking at Purifies again, it's also on Aqua. So not only does Aqua have the black shoes, you also have a Purify. It's like 2 second chances.
Absolutely. The thing is, right now,
4 chances now.
or just multiply it. Keep on multiplying, man, because RSG Philippines, they are looking stronger, but again, it all comes down to execution. If Falcon can actually look for the right engages at the right time, every single time, and maybe convert onto these objectives like you mentioned before, it could be a game for Falcon. They can still upset RSGPH here, but just look at the damage coming in. Demon Kite waiting in the bush. Naomi forced to run away as the hook connects onto Justin. Aqua coming in, and that's Demon Kite as well. Ken jumps in with the Phantom Execution. Justin just trying to wiggle out, but Nats comes in for that flank, picks up the kill. It is going to be traded, but man, a 3-for-1 is definitely not worth the yellow flash. Oh my god, Demon Kite just got saved by Lights.
And it all came falling down in the blink of an eye. RSGPH got 4 kills. The best, at least, that's going for Falcon is Silent is still here. Silent is okay, so they have to hold on.
That was insane. This is why you don't give Light his Franco. The
Oh,
hooks,
man.
you go in and engage, and you think you got it, but a hook comes into your face.
Nor do you give Nats the Esmeralda.
That's true.
It's just tough, all right? When you're going up against RSG Philippines, it's just tough to draft, right? You pick up the Beatrix, you ban the Claude and the Wanwan, here's a Brody, but it is going to be the bottom side here. Targeted for the side of Falcon. They're actually the first ones onto this right here. Let's see if RSG try to contest. It seems like Nats is enough to back them up.
Note that Falcon now, they have hit the spike of level 4. Justin and Naomi probably going to start roaming around now and looking for those rapid touchdown, or silent for that matter.
Yep, rough touchdown because it's rough waves too coming in there. So it's a lot of early game damage. But they need to build an item. Oh, suddenly, real quick, not even a moment for Falcon to try go for steal.
Oh man, Ken just gets bursted down. Yellow Flash is next, but look at there. Justin going on to Johnson, looking for the rapid touchdown, connects onto that backline, but again, it's not onto the right target. Demon Kai just takes all of it. The Petrify comes in, but Justin will be the one taken down. That's another 3-for-0 trade.
Oh, that was rough. Yes, you get the stun onto Demon Kite, but then you get the Bloody Hunt and the Suppress when you try to pop the rough waves. I don't know, Falcon, is their strategy falling apart now?
I'd say it's not falling apart, but that's 2 major attempts. I don't count the first one, so it's just the first major attempt at the rapid touchdown combo. But as you mentioned, the Bloody Hunt from Light, they're more than happy to welcome them into his loving arms. It's just like, all right, come on in, whoever.
It's just really tilting, right? Like if you're Falcon right now, you're using a very aggressive early game oriented draft, looking for the burst downs, but RSG Philippines, they're the ones who have the lead. They're the ones who get better picks at this
The
point.
question for our Falcon is, who do I burst down even? Oh, might be Light.
There you go. Light will be the one to get bursted down. RSG looking for some compensation though. That's going to be Iman stunning Justin up. Demon Kite with the damage, with Aqua as well, will be able to pick up a trade. Can force them back away. Again, he is 2 levels behind of Demon Kite, so it's getting tougher.
Yeah, definitely, and already the damage coming out from Iman, it's so difficult. And Demon Kite 4-0 to 3. At this point, RSGPH, they're 8 kills and 3k gold ahead at 5 minutes into the game.
This is exactly where you want to be as a Karina. At 5 minutes, you're at 4 kills. You're farming all you want. At some point, you can even say Demon Kite's farming heroes. And Ken cannot get away.
Yeah, he cannot, and now RSG looking to press their advantage as well onto Navs. Justin trying desperately to pop everything he has, but it's not going to be enough. They still get away. Tanky on the side of Falcon as well.
But it's all just a setup once again, right, for RSG. They bait out the rapid touchdown, they take it like a boss, move on to the turtle. That is a big resource used, and without it, Falcon can't really look for any of these contests onto the objectives anymore.
I was about to say, that was a little victory for Falcon. Again, all the gold you can get, take it. But it was on Light. And it looks like RSGPH just opened it up for a bigger bait.
Yeah.
For something else on the map. And so far, no turtles to Falcon, no major objectives. The gold shields have gone away. And this 4k gold lead for RSGPH, it's about to grow. It's about to grow. Falcon needs to do something here. Maybe bear down on Eman.
Oh my god, dude,
off
no
cam.
way. Light just got a hook. I was watching the map. Light got a hook.
Little head just...
Yeah, Little Head just moved on, and that's the reason I mentioned earlier, right? Lancelot's gonna have a tough time against Demon Kite, and especially with Lights. Oh my goodness, does he miss?
Oh, this is looking really rough. We talked about how Ken was supposed to be cleanup crew for the team fights. Right now, he's the one getting cleaned up. He's 0-4-2.
The cleanup crew concept works in concept, in theory, but the damage isn't there yet. And RSGPH, they weren't playing around. They drafted so well for not even a mid-game spike, an early game spike. As early as 3 to 4 minutes, they were setting the pace. And look at the damage now.
Oh man, it's starting to look real rough for Falcon. Like, they have no response to the proactive movements for the side of RSG Philippines. They're look at it. Again, Justin, he had to go for the rapid touchdown because Light is right there. He finally whiffs a hook. All right, so he is human.
he is human, yeah. Misses one hook
Confirmed.
out of like maybe 100.
Just gotta confirm it real quick, right? Because, man, this guy, what?
Absolutely insane. Goes for another one, but the Thorn Wolves will be able to help Ken dodge that one. We talked about how Falcon had the idea of a plan B this time. yes, they have the rapid touchdown combo, but in the late game, maybe with yellow flashes, Uranus, they could do some split pushing there. How is this going to work out?
The yellow flash plan is
no.
way expired at this point. Not like this.
Yeah, Nats goes in for the play right here as that rapid touchdown missed, and Light once again brings Yellow Flash back to his team. RSG Philippines with another 2 for 0. Silent connecting onto that Renner. Ken trying to dash away, uses the Phantom Execution defensively, but again, it's just going to be another free turtle to the hands of the Filipino champs.
Okay, so just a quick map update. If you're looking at it right now, it's way red, and it's too red for an 8-minute time frame, right? It's just RSGPH mowing through what objective after objective, team fight after team fight. That is one thing to mention. Maybe Yellow Flash can be that shining beacon. Maybe that one way that Falcon can bounce back. But I don't think it's a split push they're looking for. I think they need to give Silent a little more farm and punish RSGPH.
Look at Light just walks up to Justin and pops that bloody hunt. He just walked up. He didn't even need the hook.
No, the punish
Didn't
is...
even have flicker.
Yeah, the punish is not there. It's so hard to punish. Punish is not the right word. I think the next step here, Scrubby, is to just play for base. Play for base.
Can they play for base? I mean, again, they have late game insurance, so technically if they can survive inside of that base, they can still win the game, but you have a Franco on the enemy team that just can keep on hooking. You have so much range as well.
That's the one thing. So play for base and avoid the hook. Two-step plan for
That's
now.
That's a very tough thing to do against Lightman.
The thing is, they've also built their battle spells to be really aggressive. Two petrifies instead of anything that could help them purify all the CC. And so far, they've been using their skills really defensively. All the iframes of Ken have also been used to avoid these hits. And the same for Naomi as well, using the rough waves to get away. So how can they, just how?
You mentioned one thing that's very counterintuitive. Ken's gone here.
My goodness.
Oh, but he
Ken,
does survive.
Oh, he gets out. And look at this, the re-engage coming from Falcon, goes into the back lines. It isn't even Naomi popping the rough waves, and Mon flickers out perfectly, but Yellow Flash is there to pick up the scraps. RSG lost one. They're looking for a compensation here on the map, but Falcon, they're playing this really well. This is exactly what you mentioned, Leo.
Yeah, play for base. I doubted Falcon once before, several times. I did again. Ken with the iframe survives. But yeah, that was one ideal situation. Play for base, force RGPH to make a mistake and say, we can stay, we can stay, we can stay. No, we can't. And this is a key kill on Eman. Team fight in mid.
Yeah, they're going on to Nats right now, but look at him, so obnoxious. One going into 3, he gets punished for that by Silent taking the kill, but suppressed is Justin by the bloody hunt, and they trade out 1-for-1 now. RSGPH, they're trying to press on. They're going for Ken, but uses the Phantom Execution to mitigate all that damage and get away.
It's a pretty good trade. Like, at this point, right, they need to take everything they can. They pick up Nats for the price of Justin. I would say that's worth it. And now they have more time to go and defend. But again, they just line up and Light punishes them so well. That's another kill on top of Light's hook.
All right, so little moments, little silver linings for Falcon. It's for sure that they're not out quite yet, but it's getting a little more clear what they can do. I'm thinking they're just waiting for Silent. Silent here has been, well, very silent. But once he does build up to a critical mass of damage, that might be where RSG starts to go, okay, we need to think about how we engage.
He's a silent killer.
We need to think twice, yes.
He is a silent killer. And I mean, he's MVP, but you don't really feel it until like, oh, wait, suddenly everyone's dead. And you're like, who did that? And that, I think, that looks like Falcon actually, well, that's a plan C for them.
At least, well, now we can already see improvements, right? They already have plan Bs. They already have other plans if their first plan fails. Justin opening up the map once again with the rapid touchdown, just maneuvering himself. But this time, guess who's in that back trunk? It is not the Kadita.
Yep.
It's the Beatrix. So this is what we mentioned as well.
Yeah,
the Terminator Johnson
Come with me
combo.
if you want to live.
Uh-oh, RSG though, they're looking for something. Light goes into the back lines. Rapid touchdown connecting. This time he does not have that flicker to just pop and use. That's one kill picked up. Matt's going for the re-engage. Thorn Rose to dodge away from it as that's the Phantom Execution used defensively. Here's the collapse from the side of RSG as they pick up a kill onto Justin, but it is just a 1-for-1. Aqua diving deep. Forced to pop that black shoes. They have actually secured that position. So again, it's still RSG with the map control.
It's so hard to fight against RSG. Yes, you get the rapid touchdown, you take down Light, then Nas just reacts with the falling Starman and goes right into that. Like we pointed out earlier in, I think Gideon pointed out in earlier for that game, they wait for Falcon to engage and then they counter engage on them. This is what RSG has been doing time and again.
And that's the one strength that RGPH has as a lineup. Their re-engagement, it's almost free. For Falcon, it's the rapid touchdown, and it's all in.
Absolutely. Now we're going to have to see again. Light, light, and light. He gets a hook over to Yellow Flash. No Purify. RSG with a 1 for 0. And this time, it's looking grim for the side of Falcon. Justin maneuvering himself all the way, taking a U-turn. Doesn't choose to drive onto Nats just yet. Again, Light forcing Ken to pop the Thorn. Rose Demon Kite. He walks in front of the rapid touchdown. Iman gets bursted down, but it's only his immortality. He flickers out. Justin's baited in. The hook almost nearly just connects there. Falcon still able to breathe at this point of the game, 13 minutes in.
They're still flying, they're still in the air, just flapping away. They're not down and out quite yet. RSGPH, we do see some signs of weakness. We do see how if, and only if Falcon starts it off, takes out Eman or Aqua, they're off to a great start. And that's what they're looking for. Not Nats though, not Nats.
Not Nats, definitely, but they're gonna go all in for this kill now. They burst him down, but the rest of
Maybe
RSGPH, they choose to give up that engage. I guess they're gonna just give up Nats, discipline, wait for that respawn timer, and go at it again.
Maybe Nats.
Maybe Nats.
Burmese MLBB something else.
Well, yeah, with the Purify as well, with all these tanky items, let's take a look at that, man. He had a Sky Guardian helmet, he had a Blade Armor as well. This guy's tanky, but doesn't matter.
Not tanking, not tanking the Falcon.
2 petrifies.
Yeah, it took him what, about 3 seconds? I could have sworn Nats had more in the tank, but Justin said, no, keep going, keep going.
I was about to say, it might be a little bit of a disaster if you crash onto Nats, but no, they made it work, and because of that, they regained some map control.
Logically speaking, that should have been a bad engage, but Falcon doubling down on their aggression, even at this point, even when they're looking at a 6 to 18, we're down 2 inhibitors. This is the Burmese spirit.
And the more that Falcon buys time, right now they're stalling. That team fight, they killed Nats. That was good. It bought them more time as well. So we talked about Silent. This is his time. He's gonna start, having the ability to burst down. So do they have a chance at this next Lord?
Well, in the bottom side, it is looking like RSG Philippines want to look for the engage. They get the pick on towards Naomi in the mid lane as well. Demon Kite still able to dodge away, actually. I thought Falcon was going to be able to get that trade.
All the more to answer your question, Scrubby Cheeks, the answer is no. The answer is no. With that pick off on Naomi like that, and this RSGPH almost 10k gold lead, look, blink and you're going to miss it. They take another Lord. So that's the 3rd Lord of the game. I believe this is what we call an enhanced Lord. Evolved at 18, so it doesn't quite have that passive lightning attack just yet, but it is going to crash. It is going to jump.
Yeah, Falcon, they overextended on that map control they just regained, right? Again, Justin, he kind of panicked, used the rapid touchdown without anyone next to him. Kadira, not really the most mobile of heroes here, and we are back to square number 1 for Falcon. They need to rebuild from here, play in their base, but RSG Philippines now will have the benefit of 3 base turrets taken down, and let's just see if Falcon can defend.
Man, the last inhibitor has been taken down. Now RSGPH, they're just waiting for this Evolved Lord to come on down crashing. And that glimpse of hope that Falcon had, I feel like it's just dashed.
They need to go for the rapid touchdown, like right now. They need to go and circle around, maybe look for a U-turn, but Light goes in for the hook. Silent nearly just almost getting hooked by that. But it is going to be Yellow Flash jumping in onto Aqua. Still has the black shoes right now as Ken and Silent goes onto the Lord. It is going to be taken down, and look at Iman. He is going to be targeted there. He gets slain, and that is everything popped and used. Now it's an all-out brawl as Demon Kite gets taken down as well. A double kill for Ken. They're looking for a Silent. He dashes in front. He bursts everyone down. Light's running for the hills. He goes for one more hook, but Silent comes in to finish him off. It is the immortality, though, so Nats will be able to finish Silent off. But again, it is a good defense from Falcon.
I'll call it a great defense. They live to tell the tale, and they take 3 down from RSG. They shut down Demon Kites 8-0 and X. But wait, RSGPH staying here. I think that they want to finish right here, right now.
Can they though? Yes, they have the creeps, but it's just Nats and Light at this point. They're trying to do as best as they can, but the respawn timers are coming up soon. Yellow Flash and Ken are going to be coming right back, but they get Naomi in this time.
Oh my god, man. Justin, again, he's just trying to bait out the minions here. Nats, he might have stayed a little bit too long. He's just dodging away from everything, and yeah, Nats just being Nats.
Okay, so at some point, where is the punish? At what point is RSGPH overstaying their welcome? I'm guessing it might not be this because, look, that Skyguard helmet makes sense.
Absolutely. It really does make sense. Again, Nat just backs up for a minute, backs up for a second, actually, and he gets all of the HP back now. RSG once again looking for the play. Hook does not connect. Yellow Flash dashing in onto 4. That's going to be the suppression there, but it is going to be Light taken down first. Immortality of both of the tanky members for the side of Falcon pop, but they all still survive. Yellow Flash trying to survive as well. Naomi picks up Iman on the backside. It is going to be him timed and taken down. It's Ken looking for another kill. Demon Kite has his Immortality pop. Nat's looking for the play, but it is, again, Falcon backing RSG up.
Absolutely insane. I am mind blown right here. How does Falcon do this time and again? Now, this is the Falcon, the dark horse that made it all this way facing up against RSGPH.
I believe the key to Falcon's successful back-to-back defense, despite RSGPH's relentless efforts to siege and finally end it, is target acquisition. Falcon is so good at picking who to take down, and the fact that Silent is so good at listening to the rest of his team saying, all right, this one, this one, this one. That's the key here. Let's check out the instant replay. Let's look at exactly how they did just that. This is the most recent team fight because Eman is back on. And this is what I'm curious about. How come Eman doesn't deal as much damage? If he did so much more damage, he would have healed with the killing spree. But no, the Naomi, the Kadena got to him faster.
Oh no, but look at this though, Leo. Light goes in for the flicker onto Naomi. He dodges away from it, and the rapid touchdown connects onto Iman. There you go, the Terminator comes in as Silent just bursts Iman down. The Petrify onto 2, a double kill for Silent. They're looking for the upset victory. They have the advantage now in the 19th minute. Evolve Lord up.
Much like the governor from the very first movie, I'll be back. And here's the potential comeback. We're looking at a 20-minute game, and this Lord is up for grabs. Oh, you asked this question earlier, Scrubby Cheeks. This is the closest Falcon can get to a Lord take. Not just a steal, because priority is theirs.
They have the priority. On the map. Ken is going right on to start leashing the Lord. He's in position. Don't forget, they have the rapid touchdown now going all around the map. And RSGPH, they're 2 members down.
Oh man, this might just be a free Lord again. Demon Kai, you can never count him off, but Justin, he's looking for the play onto the backside. He zones them away, and that is the Lord secured by Silent. Hook does not connect onto anyone. Falcon, this might be it.
This is the kind of MLBB that we all look for. I mean, for a majority of this 20-minute game, right, RSGPH has been in control since minute 1. They started with a 4 for none. But look at this, it's like none of that even mattered because Falcon, they picked the fights now.
2 BODs? Am I seeing this right?
Yeah, 2 BODs on Silent. I think I saw that as well.
Blades of Despair now.
Blades of Despair, yeah.
Yes.
He's
Plural.
dual wielding.
Plural.
Well, technically she has 2 guns, right? Nibiru.
4 guns, 2 at a time.
A lot of guns,
You're
so
right.
yeah, go get the Blades as well, man. But again, I'm just baffled again. What just happened?
It makes sense. I mean, Blade of Despair is the item that gives the most bang for buck when it comes to damage. And for RSGPH, you're looking at heroes that are not exactly tanky, but they do play on sustain. So if you leverage that passive, you pop him. And that's why Silent's so painful. That's why he's sitting at 6-2 and 3 now. Plus Weapon Master. Yeah. So you're just going off exponentially.
Oh, but the rapid touchdown comes in all the way back now in the first to go. No, actually, they pop the Immortality and they trade even for now. No deaths down. They're trying to siege on the top side.
Yeah, they're just looking to group up with the Evolved Lord right now. They can't really do much more here, as that's going to be everyone. But wait a minute, Justin! He tries to go for a flank. He does not connect onto it, but Nats gets bursted down. But there you go. That's the trade. Naomi traded back. Immortality will be popped there, but he will still lose his life. Light goes in for a very risky play. Flickers forward with a hook. Silent in the bush with the helmet of random execution. They blur it away. Demon Kite can't do anything. Light will lose his life, but no, he's barely survives in this team fight. It's a 1-for-1, but look at the base.
This is crazy, Falcon. How are they doing this? You think for a moment RSGPH have got the advantage, but no, Falcon just dodges it, sidesteps, and they bite back immediately. And now RSGPH, they lose their bottom inhibitor turret as well.
Could this be the El Clasico making its first chapter in MSC 2022? The Burmese versus the Filipinos. 45 seconds till the next Lord, and Falcon now has a gold lead, about 3K.
I mean, at this point, right, do we even need to say anything? Words cannot begin to describe this comeback. They need to close it out. Again, it's not a comeback yet.
Who's they? At this point, who's
Yeah,
they?
who's they? You know,
Who's
RG
they?
can come back.
Which
Falcon,
one?
Which one? It's, I don't know at this point, right? 20 seconds on the Evolve Lord. RSG, currently, they don't really have map control anymore.
Yes, the one weakness that RSGPH has currently, since they are not in a dominant position, they are not setting the pace anymore, is there's not enough follow-through. And looking at Justin here, who is fully built, look at how this man is driving. Look, he's sitting back, and he's just steering. Rapid touchdown, who do we get, who do we get? Nothing is working out for RSGPH. If you'll watch the last couple of team fights, you can scrub back, ladies and gentlemen, they always find it hard to finish what they started, or even on the reinitiations.
Yeah. Best driver in town, Justin Johnson, but I agree. Falcon, they're really good on punishing these overextensions for the side of RSGPH. They look for the fights, they get the pick, but again, they don't really have the damage to follow it through to eliminate everyone from Falcon. And just like that, Falcon, they get that map pressure onto that top side. Wave manipulation on point currently, but look at Justin. He's looking for a concealed play. Oh my god, he actually gets Demon Kite here, but he knows not to put all the resources onto him. Justin just doing that for a little bit of poke as both teams just reset.
Yeah, I think both teams now, they have to be very careful because this is the one that's going to turn the game around, right? Yes, you have so many phenomenal plays, but this Evolve Luminous Lord is going to be the one that makes or breaks them. RSGPH, they have the advantage. Nats again zoning, and he goes in for the Falling Star Moon.
Uh-oh, he jumps onto Naomi. That's going to be the rough waves. Ken will be hooked, and that immortality will be popped. Perfect time by the side of Aqua, but it is going to be Nats taken down as well. Lord is still at 3,000 HP. Demon Kite bursts it down. Silent looking for the play with a Renner shot. Hook does not connect. Turn upon memory going to be popped. Demon Kite stun up as that's going to be the backlines targeted by side of Naomi, but Iman just dodges out from it. Naomi has the healing from his passive, but now Silent is against everyone with the help of two frontliners. Silent gets one. Iman doing the damage. Silence! He flickers forward. He gets one. Iman is out of here. And look at Falcon. They're doing it. The snipes now is that's going to be him dodging away from the hook. The Aqua barely gets out, but two members still alive for the side of RSG. Lord pushing in the mid lane. Yellow Flash and Silent need to clear it, but Silent, he's just healing back.
They have to defend this, though. They're going back to defend. The Lord now is suppressed using the Winter Trench and Justin avoiding that, but Iron Hook comes in and takes him out. And now Falcon, they somehow survive to live to see another day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. The Falcon is still soaring high. They are still in this despite Lord after Lord after Lord. Team fight after team fight. RSGPH is struggling to finish the job. Falcon's comeback, Falcon's victory is still very much in the cards. I gotta say, watching that last engagement, watching that last team fight that may have lasted about 45 seconds, a minute and a half. Miracle, you can breathe here. Take a break. Get a
Give me a
glass of
replay.
water.
Give me a replay.
Yeah. I gotta say, Eman is having a hard time.
Whoa.
Eman is not dealing enough damage.
He's not. He really isn't. It's just tough for him. Like when we get into that late stage, yes, on the Brody, you deal a lot of damage in that mid game. Once you get that Malefic Roar, but you do tend to go a little bit defensively, and that kind of makes him lack damage here.
I think he's reached his limit. Like there's only so many stacks you can put, only so much damage a torn apart memory can do, and once you click that and you look at the HP bars of it's like, oh no, I didn't do enough. What do you do from there, right? Where do you go?
And the thing is, it's not just like Iman. Yes, you have the immortality, get a second chance, but so does Naomi. And Naomi has so much more damage that Iman does in terms of the burst, and then just heals it all back up as well. So this is why the fights keep going back and forth, because there's so many chances on all of these players.
What RSGPH has in spades, that reinitiation that we mentioned earlier, Falcon has in spades, damage output. It's disgusting how much Silent deals. I felt some pain. I got hurt.
2 BODs, bro.
Yeah.
That's what 2 BODs does to a person.
There were some stray bullets hitting us at the desk.
He woke up, he chose violence today. Silent.
He did.
Silent violence, but still
He did.
violence nonetheless.
He did. He did 9-2-4. 9-2-4. If Falcon wins this, I'm calling it early. It's got to be Silent.
Yeah.
I think the other thing about Falcon is we talked about how RSG waited for Falcon to engage. Right now, Falcon is learning from that immediately on the fly. They are being patient and very targeted with their rapid touchdowns as well. Not going straight for Iman in the backline, they find the perfect moment to engage and make sure that they don't overcommit.
4 seconds though on the Lord Evolved.
Justin has to make the call here. He has to be on point. Again, target acquisition, target selection by Falcon is just exquisite. And if they do that one more time here, if they're able to zone out Eman, make sure that that torn apart memory doesn't deal as much, and that they re-engage. Who's this?
It's Light. Oh, there you go. That's all the damage put onto him. He has the immortality, whips on the hook. Yellow Flash trying to just zone the members away. RSG retreat. Falcon looking for the pressure now, opening up the map with that runner shot.
Almost in comedic fashion, as soon as the rapid touchdown engagement fails and ends, Justin just go back and drives again. He's just like, okay, back on it.
Had a road accident. It's okay. Let's just get back in the car and go
it's just
again.
it's just a fat guy, right?
Yeah.
Just Light. How the heck did he take that?
Franco's a fat guy, by the way.
Yeah, Franco's the fat guy.
Light's well built.
Light's well built.
Yes, Scrubby Cheeks, you were saying.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they just get back in the car like, oh, I hit the fat guy. Wait, wrong one. Let's go back in again, and then let's look for the skinny guy.
Dodge his hook for a bit, yeah, because that was pretty scary too. The fact that they just stayed composed, they didn't mean to hit Light in that bush. They just wanted to run through it, maybe just take a few laps.
That is a textbook example of a face check.
Face check. It's a drive. Technically, it's a drive check.
It's from a different...
It's a face drive.
I know a different game that has drive checks, but...
Justin Johnson, bro.
Justin Johnson, JJ here on screen. He is such an important part. He's such a key part of a Falcons' success. May it be incoming here via an upset, via a 3-game El Clasico, or via their return. Because let's draw some possible results or possibilities of the near future. If Falcon does take RSG down into the lower brackets, what is MLBB even? What is MSC?
That would be like the biggest upset ever. Look, Caster Desk, everyone voted for our 5 out of 5 RSG.
What about
that's 5 mistakes.
Yeah, if Falcon actually gets the dub here, and they. Oh my god, I can't even speak. I'm still just thinking about all the plays, dude.
They have one. They have one huge hurdle first, of course. They gotta win this.
They do. They really gotta win this. But it seems like they have the pressure. They are the first ones onto the Lord. 20,000 HP taken down. Reset it just for a bit here as Falcon just trying to look for more pressure on the map. And this is it. RSG looking for the play.
Yeah, RSG does have the pressure now in terms of the creeps as well, but they go on to Aqua. The burst damage comes in. Black Shoes being popped now, and they successfully disengage. They are so careful.
Justin goes driving away. He has Naomi inside of him. I'm wondering, does Silent have a third Blade of Despair?
Oh, maybe he does, right? But Justin now goes for rapid touchdown once again. Nat's in the midst of it all, still able to survive as the rough waves will be used, but Naomi gains all of his health back. Demon Kite onto the Lord. Yellow Flash trying to get all of his HP back. Nat stunned up. Ken goes in for the damage once again, and the Phantom Execution as well to get out. Aqua on the back lines will be there, but look at Ken! He gets the retribution! Demon Kite running for the hills as Aqua gets taken down, and this is it. RSG, they're running, they're scrambling. Ken gets another 2-for-0.
Oh my goodness, how did Falcon make that? They got the Lord. They have to go back to defend from the creeps now, but are they going to be able to make this push?
This is ridiculous. The retribution of all retributions, making like a Burmese python, slivering in and out of that team fight. Ken, a true hero, a messiah for Falcon at this moment. This is what they needed. They needed a 28-minute Lord, and now the ball is in RSG's court. You make this shot, you miss it, it's over. We're going to game 3.
Well, you know, oh wait, never mind. Light gets a hook, but there you go! Justin Johnson comes in, he saves Ken, and that might be it.
It's a JJ off the JJ because this Lord is marching in. There's 2 members, and Silent is one of them. Ring the bell! Ring the bell! We're going to game 3!
Aim high, fly high, Falcon! They force a 3rd game out of thin air.
Justin Johnson, man. Justin Johnson. I can't, I am at a loss for words right now. Look at this relief on the faces of the players from Falcon Esports.
I love the face that Silent just did, like, woo!
Yo, sheesh, that was a game. That is Mobile Legends at its peak. Falcon and RSG.
This man, Silent, he called so many shots, but look, Justin is just like nodding like, yeah, that's how it is, that's how it's done.
Did you see how he maneuvered right as he saw Light get the hook
not again,
Ken?
not again.
Not again, dude.
No,
I've seen this before. It's beautiful. That's the Mobile Legends that everyone wants to watch all day long.
Justin is also in disbelief, like we did just that. We won a 30-minute game against RSGPH.
Look at this.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Has anyone
passion.
actually even taken RSG PH 30 minutes
their-
into a game so
This
far?
is not in the playoffs, not even in the MPL Philippines Season 9 playoffs. So that means Myanmar's Falcon Esports is on another level. I've never felt so Burmese. Let's go over to our analysts.
That was a silent shot.
I mean, throw away the odds, throw away the numbers. Honestly, half my notes are just, what's the point? What is the point when a game like that really shows the comeback mechanics and the executional prowess of the one and only Falcon Esports? Myanmar, they are just pumping out diamonds at this point.
Gideon, this is MSC. This is what we wanted to see in MSC. But right now, let's go back to actually analyzing the game. We still have some notes. Now, here's the thing, right? Looking at the game, it looked like it was RSG's game to lose. But then, the comeback at 19 minutes where RSG was like overstaying their welcome in the base, and then the damage from Silent, that's too much.
It's ridiculous. I mean, we were talking about it earlier on as the game was going by. First things first, when it comes down to compositions, generally both me and LaFell can agree that we don't like high executional compositions because there's just so much room for a mistake and so much risk and dependency. And RSG, they had a very clear, very good idea and basically, in our opinion, won the draft. But the executional prowess, once again, Silent. Oh my goodness.
It's too much. This is why even during the draft, I was talking to Gideon how they have to draft around Silent. And looking at how he plays is amazing. When we look at the itemization, we can definitely see why he dealt so much damage. Now, the thing that I do want to talk about, right, is that we were talking about how, from the side of Falcon, their draft was actually difficult to execute. And we definitely saw earlier stages in the game, they did not hit a lot of rapid touchdowns. Maybe we can attribute that to like, what you say, like nervousness on the stage fright and such. But once they got comfortable, it was a completely different game.
It could be cold hands, honestly. I mean, with so many technical pauses, they had more than enough time to warm them up as they were playing the game. But so far, so good for Falcon Esports. The current score currently 1-1 if you're just tuning in right now. This game is bonkers. And I think, you know, one of the few issues that we've seen today, especially from Game 1, coming over into Game 2, is scaling. How much damage do you really have? How much more can you pump out? And that's when you see the big difference. Weapon Master on Beatrix compared to Brody. Whew.
Yeah, I like that you brought up both of those two marksmen because right now we're going to look at the itemization for both these teams, and it really is the difference in terms of the marksman because right now, looking at the itemization from Silent, double blade of despair. In fact, let's go through all of the items. Why not, right? Because for Silent, the fact that he has Blade of Heptasis, the first initial damage with the passive of Ambush, it will hurt so much. Looking at the penetration from the Hun Strike, the penetration from the Malefic Roar, he can take down any tanky heroes. And look, when he has someone that is very squishy, the Blade of Heptasis will do so much. The itemization is so aggressive, but it's so worth it.
I mean, it's risky, don't get me wrong. I absolutely agree that it's risky, but he has a Haas Claw instead of your traditional Immortality, for an example, or even
Demon
a
Hunter
Winsome
Sword.
Demon Hunter Sword, arguably, might have been really good there to take out some of the bigger tanks coming up from RCPH, like Demon Kite or even Light. But no, his main target, Iman, and as well as Aqua. Those 3 deaths on Aqua making all the difference in this particular fight. I mean, at this stage of the game, I would make an argument that, you know, RSG definitely was looking to win the draft. I mean, the mid lane control alone was already winning them the game.
Yeah, and right now, looking at the damage numbers, this is a point that I wanted to bring up ever since we started the analysis. The fight between both gold laners, Iman as well as Silent, 135,000 damage on the Beatrix. But the more important thing, I want to look at the damage taken. Beatrix only took 54,000 damage throughout the game. And the Brody, 72,000. Now, let's talk about it. Why couldn't Iman go in front to dish out the damage?
It's difficult. It's extremely difficult because when you look at Falcon, you know that main combination, the Kadita with the Johnson. You get touched by it even a little bit. You get locked down for a second. It is game over. You instantly lose your life. But let's talk about what other threats he had to deal with. Now, Lancelot this time, Previously, we saw tank build, now going for a full damage build this time. So if he gets into that backline and Brody doesn't have his stun, he's still in a lot of trouble. So multiple threats from different angles.
Yeah, and right now, let's look at the MVP of the game. I'm only looking for one player. Let it be that one player.
Come on.
I'm okay with this as well.
I'll take Justin.
I'm okay with this as well. Justin as the MVP. High risk, high reward. If Justin does not hit those rapid touchdowns, Silent could not dish out the damage.
Exactly. An enabler and a great support player. Justin has done it all with 19 assists, 8 deaths, and a single kill. He makes all the difference in this game.
Even though we still got to give a shout out to Silent because again, 139,000 damage is a lot. And honestly, that is part of the reason why Iman could not really dish out the damage, because if Iman wants to dish out damage, he has to tank the Wesker shot. And we look at how much damage the Wesker shot really is. Let's look at the highlights to see what happened from the early stage of the game to the later stages of the game.
Yep, in the highlights alone, early stage completely controlled by RSGPH, and a lot of this was just due to the control you have when Aqua is by himself, allowing people like Light to rotate around the map for free. They're pushing into the enemy base, especially when they have lore, but look at these flanks, look at these catches.
Right now it's 60 minutes of the game. Give it 2-3 minutes, that is when Falcon really saw, you know what, hey, we got the damage. Right now, the problem from the side of RSG is just that they want to dish out the damage. They really want to fight, but they really can't really handle the damage coming out from Silent. And the thing is, like you said, Justin as well as Naomi, looking at the spell coming in from Iman, if he was a Purify, if he did get touched a little bit, he could run away. But because it is a flicker, number one, you have to preemptively avoid the damage, as well as it's a 2-minute cooldown on the spell. So once you've already used up your flicker, that's a 2-minute gap where Justin could do something.
I mean, not only that, the pick of Brody alone, compared to other scaling type marksmen, he plays for early to mid game. By the time he hits that late game, without that snowball and without that oppressive play style, he's not going to be able to compare to Beatrix with Weapon Master at the very least. So I don't know, it's one of those nuanced things that really made a difference once you hit 16 minutes into the game. I mean, look at my notes on it now.
I saw it.
Absolutely. It doesn't even matter at this point.
Yeah, you're writing about how Killing Spree is really good in case you want to snowball because of the extra penetration as well as the movement speed. However, again, he did not get the kill, so he did not get the Killing Spree passive, so it's very difficult. But either way, Gideon, the next match is going to be so insane.
Yeah, and again, we're moving on to a game 3. It's all or nothing between these two teams. Let's see which one is going to go down into the lower bracket. Is it going to be RSGPH? Is it going to be Falcon Esports? Only one may rise. With that being said, oh, I don't know. I need a breather after that one. Let's throw it to a break here, as these teams are probably going to start thinking about it.
Ngapain nih pegang? Jangan nih pegang itu. Bau loh, Dek. Bau, Dek. Cuci tangannya, Dek. Cuci tangannya dulu.
Let it all out, our superpower head with the crown. Sorry, not sorry. But before us, they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright it puts the eyes. Our spirit never dies. We are supremacy. Make no apologies. Fight on to the last drop of blood. Fight on to the last beat of heart. Life is a battle win every game with the magic flowing in our veins. Let it all out, our superpower head with a crown. Sorry, not sorry, but before us they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright it fills the eyes. Our spirit never dies. We are supremacy. Make no Slay the enemies, bury the monsters. Rise from the ashes, keep getting stronger. Race is run, hit it hard, giving the best shot. Going in for the kill, let them bite the dust. Let it all out, our superpower head with the crown. Sorry, not sorry, but before us they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright it puts the eyes. Our spirit never dies.
seems to be a clean series that we all saw RSGPH winning. The Burmese team, Falcon Esports, stands in rebellion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desk at your service. My name is Leo, joined here by Scrubby Cheeks and Mirko. We were not ready to cast a 30-minute game. I did not expect to do that. Did any of you expect to see that today?
30-minute, okay, but RSGPH 30 minutes?
Not this one.
Yeah, no way.
Especially considering that RSGPH, they literally took down all the base turrets as well. They just needed to end. That was just one push away from an end in like the 13th minute. But Falcon Esports, they prevailed. And man, it's the underdog story that just never disappoints. Every single tournament, there's always that one team that gets all the eyes on them, you know?
We are one game away on the hinge of making 5 huge mistakes. You, Scrubby Cheeks, Mirko, me, Glofel, Gideon, we're all about to just make them. You know what? Even the fans, remember the audience prediction?
Yeah.
That's millions upon hundreds of millions of people who made mistakes across different countries.
Even the Burmese, right? It was a
Even
60%.
the Burmese.
Yes.
60% towards
Was it 60?
Falcon.
I thought it was 80.
I'm pretty sure it was like around 60, like 60-40, right? So
And
again,
that's a logical choice.
technically, if we're talking about Mobile Legends, right? We're talking about the game just now. RSG, they controlled it. They controlled it. Logically, they should have won, but Falcon, they don't care about logic. They'll team fight you to death, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about 1 minute away from the drafts now, but look, Justin Johnson, okay? Yeah,
Justin
that was
Johnson.
the thing. That was the thing. But how many times can you possibly pull that off, right? Now RSG knows that's kind of like a cheese strat. Johnson ban, incoming potentially, and then what's Falcon gonna do?
Not even the Johnson ban, could be a Kadita ban. They can just take out one of those two
Yeah.
and then make sure that it never happens again, right? One other thing that RSG can do is play more aggressively. Maybe don't react to what Falcon does, just play your game.
Absolutely. You know, again, there are just many ways to counter that. We've actually spoken about this just now during the draft. RG Philippines, they're used to going up against a Johnson Kadita. They had the composition to go up against that team. But again, Falcon Esports, they prevailed through all the odds, against all the odds.
Maybe not like this. Not a Burmese Kadita Johnson.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we are about moments away from the draft. We're about to get into game number 3. This is the clincher, a best of 1 to determine who stays in the upper bracket and who goes down with just one more life to fight for their chance at winning the big one. Here we go. RSGPH on the play. Falcon answering back. And as expected, they want to play their game. They want that first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, going for the Akai ban on the side of RSGPH, so priority pick still don't want to give that over to Falcon, and it looks like they're running the same bans over on the other side with the Fanny.
They've been doing this Fanny ban, plus maybe one more jungler like a Ling, Falcon since day 1 of MSC.
Absolutely. You know, we are also seeing that RSG Philippines, 3 games in a row, will be going for the same bans towards Akai and Julian. We've seen this throughout the group stage. For Falcon, these are the 2 main winning conditions. These are the 2 first picks that they usually take. Now, in this game, I mean, in the series, we've seen the Beatrix first pick twice. It has worked once, it also failed once. Will they just ban it out here because Iman has that potential to pick it up for themselves?
Yeah, no, maybe a little bit more of a focus on Iman. That might be one key to victory for RSGPH. Do you agree, Scrubby Cheeks? Because he had such a tough time on the Brody.
Yep.
He definitely did, and I think the fact, like, giving it away to Silent was also what made the late game difficult for them. But it looks like it's gonna be a 1-1 ban on the side of Falcon, as well as RSGPH.
Respect, respect.
No more Justin Johnson.
As they say in the Filipino broadcast, which I can only imagine, they're going crazy. Respect, respect. You take out the Johnson.
For sure. I mean, like, they respected it in game number 1. Although it was in the second phase, now we really know why they banned it out in the first game, right? They just really didn't want to go up against this because it's just such an X factor. We thought that if they don't get that early lead with the Johnson Kadita, that they're just going to fall flat. But it turns out, no. They used it in the late game, still was able to burst Nats out of all people, Lights.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
I believe that was also one of the reasons for their downfall is like Nats may have called, I can do this, like I can't.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe be a little more careful. Opening up RSGPH.
Oh.
Boom, there it is. The Beatrix. Silent, what you gonna do now?
Taking that away from Silent, that's huge. I mean,
Silent to do?
Silent so far,
Esme.
well, he does have he has played Clint.
Clint's good. His Clint's good.
As well as, I think, Carry in another game. So still has that up their pocket. They themselves have banned out the 1-1. So that limits his options a little bit.
Take the Clint. Take the Clint.
Take the Clint, or do you want to just wait for that last pick in the first phase, right? They
I
can just
would.
go for the Esmeralda first.
Don't let it go in the second
Yeah.
phase. Yeah.
I think the right thing to do here is maybe pick up the Esmeralda, and you need to take up the Franco. I don't know how good Justin is on the Franco, or perhaps Yellow Flash,
Naomi.
but this combo, RSGPH, Demon Kite, my bad. Lights on the Franco with the Beatrix on the hands of Iman, but we forgot, completely forgot
No.
about Valentina.
She makes it through the cracks. We all got blindsided, but Coach Zaya, nuh-uh. You don't do that. He picks it up.
Well, Johnson was the ban, so because of that, Valentina was let through. But RSGPH, with that Valentina pick, it's gonna mean that they still have light on the Franco, and Nav's not without the Esmeralda, yes, but they have Thamas, which is also a really
Yep.
good lane bully.
I can expect that they might ban it, and who's to say maybe Falcon might also play the Valentina in the XP lane. We've seen that before, so might be Yellow Flash. They go ahead and pick up the Grok. Here's what I'm guessing. Here's where my mind is right now, and I'm sure Coach G and Coach Zaya are on the same wavelength. What ults does the Valentina have right now? She has the Caught Inferno, great. She has the Bloody Hunt, yes. I think it's a die roll for the Beatrix ult.
Yeah, currently there are not really that many ultimates to take that are like game-changing.
Right now, yeah.
Right now, but
Bloody
again,
Hunt.
because of the Valentina pick, it already limits RSG Philippines picks, right?
Skews
Because of
the
the
trap.
Valentina,
Yeah.
RSG Philippines, they can't really go for these game-changing ultimates anymore. They need to try to stick to the basics, I guess, right? Maybe go for a more basic attack-oriented draft. Maybe
Yeah.
just more, ultimate, not ultimate reliant.
Yeah, even heroes like Baksha might be a liability. You have to start thinking about that. And the RGPH, one of the pioneers of the jungle Baksha, as way far back as maybe a year and a half ago. And no, the Clint, they let it make it to the second phase.
Yeah, we said this.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
did. It is said.
actually prioritizing the Grok over the Clint. I mean, is that worth it? Yes, you have Naomi with a wild charge setting up
Solid.
for the entire team, and you couple that with Esmeralda as a really good front line as well as initiation. But to give up the Clint?
They might be relying heavily on the carry. You did mention Silent plays carry for those who watch the group stage. He did field this hero as well. But Miracle, I hear you going, ooh.
Yeah, and now that you mentioned a carry, I think it's actually a really good pick here up against a Franco and a Thamas,
Yep.
right? You really do want a marksman who can deal damage, actually deal damage in the late game as well. We saw how the Brody played out. Yeah, self-sufficient in lane, good up until that mid game, but when you're up against the tanky members in that late game, when you're up against someone like a Beatrix, you just don't compare in terms of damage.
It's just sustained damage in the long run. But it looks like RGPH, Coach G specifically saying, make my day. Pick up the carry. They're more afraid of the Popoling Koopa.
So they banned it out and limit the marksman pool here for Silent. So possibly still the carry pick. I think it's interesting that Falcon banned out the Kagura as well as Xavier here. So they're limiting Aqua's pool of heroes. They didn't ban out Yeeth, which is almost like synonymous with Aqua here. Because they have Valentina, it's almost like daring them to pick Eve. Go ahead, do that. I'm going to steal your ultimate
Yes.
and use that back on you.
But there are two solid answers on the side of Falcon for Eve here. There's the Grok and the Esmeralda. So I'm guessing it's very well calculated. Let's see where it goes, though.
Oh my goodness! All right, we haven't seen this from Silent.
Oh.
Shades of Lemon!
Shades of Lemon. Oh my god! All right, I mean, I said in game number 1, I wanted to see the feisty gold laner picks. This is it, Leo. This is one of them. Irithel in the building.
I'm shaking. You can't
You're
see
shaking.
it, but I am, yes.
Why?
I'm worried! This is gonna change the meta as it is!
Yeah, imagine if Irithel becomes meta again, right? You
have
see
to
all the
learn how to
rank.
play her.
Exactly. Everyone in the ranked will learn how to play her as well. So
I
there's
don't
gonna be
like
a lot
change.
of.
I don't like change.
But okay, Irithel, we haven't really seen her in the game so far. I think it was See You Soon and RSGPH themselves who have played it once. Is it really viable? And now going up against a Karina and a Sicilian.
There is one mage that made it through the cracks for Aqua here. There were so many choices, but instead they went for something that's a little bit more for the late game. This does give the Valentina so many options, though. That's a lot of ults. That's good.
Yeah.
At least good.
At least good, right? You can get sustainability with Thamas. You can also get sustainability with Sicilian, right?
Mobility
So
on Karina.
mobility as well. So let's just see. To wrap up their drafts here, they already have an Irithel in the gold lane, a roamer next speed. They need a jungler, unless the Valentina goes to the jungle role.
Or Irithel jungle? No?
Dirath jungle.
Dirath jungle.
Dirath jungle. We spoke about this actually before MSC.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it now?
I'm still 50-50. A lot of the most talented junglers I know personally, I asked them, how's the Dirath jungle? They said, it's okay. It's not like stellar like a well-picked Barats or like a Baksha or a Karina, not even a Ling. So I'm guessing what they're thinking here is, yeah, we want to win these fights mid to late game. That's what they're looking at here, especially with the Irithel power spike.
Yeah, on the other side, though, RSGPH with the pickup on Sicilian, looks like they're going to go into the later, well, mid to the later parts of the game. How's that going to fare?
I think they learned from game 2. It's like, no, in case Falcon wants to go 20, 30 minutes again, we need something.
We gotta remember though, because in the qualifiers for Falcon themselves, stamina was a little bit of a problem.
True.
For them.
They're growing out of their minds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3, the final game in this best of 3 once more for RSG. PH, make some noise as well. Myanmar's very own Falcon Esports. Demon Kite starting over here. Ken, over there.
Yeah, this is... Usually we always just see purple buff for both of the teams, but I guess Ken just wants to path towards the turtle as well. They want to go for that early game aggression.
Yeah.
Efficiency is key here for the side of Falcon. They wanted to just get that early game pressure so that they don't need to pull off another crazy comeback like we saw in game number 2. But here, let's see, there's a fight.
Yeah, Naomi already taking some damage here, but the hook comes in onto Justin. Light, though, has to flicker out to safety on his own, so just trading out blows here. No kills dropped just yet.
Okay, nothing too spicy here in the early game as expected, you know. The Karina a little faster on the clear, gets a Little Wanderer, delays Falcon maybe a second or two by taking out the Little Wanderer, making them go that way. But if I'm not mistaken, did Ken take a while? Ken went back into his jungle here. Is he going to make it in time after purple to his turtle?
He should be able to make it in time here. Yeah, he should be able to take it.
But he's a little slower.
He is a little slower, but honestly, if you're up against Karina, right? Karina
Everything
will
is
just,
slower.
Yeah, everything is slower compared to a Karina, especially here with that Demon Slayer emblem. Let's just see, for the bottom side as well, there's gonna come down to pressure in the XP lane when we talk about that first turtle. Is Nats gonna be able to get the pressure against an Esmeralda? It seems like it is the case currently.
Yeah, I mean, he's already pushing Yellow Flash right underneath his turret here, and Demon Kite obviously setting up for something. If they don't get a kill, they are at least pressuring their way into the turtle. But Falcon, they also recognize this, and Naomi as well as Justin have already rotated down.
This is actually impressive from Falcon. Despite the short delay on Ken, he still finds priority.
Yeah. This is what Esmeralda brings to a team, right? He is able to actually join in the turtle pit first. Naomi in the mid lane goes in for some damage on Aqua. Falcon, Justin will be able to get his level 4 as Nats jumps in. Yellow Flash 2. That's a hook that does not connect. Yellow Flash still trying to zone away the members as Nats just does the same thing. Justin picks up that ultimate, goes in for suppression, and that's going to be the collapse towards Nats. He's 1 HP, he survives for a little bit, but he is going to be first blood for Falcon. A 2-for-1 trade. Light running for the hills now as Falcon picks up. Silent gets the solo kill on Iman.
Oh my goodness!
On multiple
what
fronts.
is this? Yeah,
On multiple
not just one.
fronts.
Usually you see the opposite. You know, you're getting sieged in one lane and on the other you get a trade backpack. In this case, Falcon getting 3 kills of their own as well as a key objective.
And they're continuing. Look, Falcon here, Silent specifically, leveraging that 1v1 kill. Get some time to not just go for the wave, but even that small camp. And Falcon, 3 minutes in, 1,000 gold ahead. This is the momentum that they have going into a reverse sweep. You're mid-series, you win off of a long game like that, you gotta have some mental in your opponent's game.
I really wanted to see how that solo kill came to be, man, because that's impressive. On an Irithel up against a Beatrix, and the thing is, I feel like Eman was overextended somehow. He was in an enemy jungle.
Too deep.
It's insane. I mean, Silent, we've always said, silent but deadly. And on this Irithel, he's proving to be, you know, even more than that. We talked about how, you know, Irithel is just oppressive. Coupled with the sprint, you build that movement speed, you're able to dish out so much. And I think Silent's just been able to abuse that to his advantage.
I love that he picked up the Wind Talker. So not only is he a little faster, not only is he dealing a little more damage, he's also farming much faster.
Absolutely, but again, RSG Philippines, they're just looking for a trade back because Falcon, they played strong side up top, and it's just really hard for Beatrix to survive currently without the help of that Franco. So, with Light up top, it is going to be a burst for the side of RSG Philippines. They managed to get one, but Light will fall victim to Falcon's movement in the map as well. They trade 1 for 1.
Your boy Light just playing the game that he needs to. It's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. They got to die because Emman's not ready yet, nor is Aqua.
But you're giving the kills away to Falcon on the people that need it the most. Justin, Silent, Ken, they're the ones now just shoring up the farm that they need. And Justin has been getting all his alt steals on point. The Bats Feast, the huge ultimates, that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, the Iron, the Bloody Hunt, that's
Bloody
so
Hunt.
key.
And this is very similar to what LaFell recommended or advised, right? Falcon, they're adding layers. They're diversifying their composition here. They have that early game advantage. They have the early game presence. But if we take it to the mid game, to the late game, we still have those heroes here. Esmeralda, Iritel to carry them through.
Yeah. Looking at how the XP lane matchup is going, this may be the safest place RSGPH can be.
Oh, but Light gets a hook, and that's going to be the burst coming in. Naomi with the re-engage with a wild charge. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this one here with the jungler down. It's just going to be RSG picking up the second turtle of the game.
Yeah, despite the lead that, Falcon has so far, don't discount the hooks from Light. Right now, Yellow Flash and Nas just brawling it out in the middle again. Nas, being a lane bully is just getting that advantage. How can he look to make use of this though?
Basically, as I said earlier, RSGPH, their safest bet is bottom lane. The fact that maybe Nats isn't dying as much as everyone else is the best thing that they have, because I'm looking at maybe a 9-minute, 10-minute spike until RSGPH can say, okay, here are some team fights that we can win. Emman, you ready? Aqua, you ready? But not like this. I think Light has to be careful of where he does these concealed plays, because look, Falcon already ready to answer back.
Oh, he gets Ken. That's just so good, and that's going to be the Wesker damage. Just bursting him down. Demon Kite looking for more. Justin, caught in the bad situation, will be forced to flicker out of there. And there you go. RSG, they pick up the pace, and they will be able to siege down the turret in the mid lane with the help of Iman. Another hook connects onto Naomi, and the bad impact, the turret Iman dives in. Gets the turret. Not so much Naomi, but it's worth it, man.
Okay, I love that Aqua was there, because if it was just Iman and Light, the Earth and Force would have been enough. I was thinking if it's Naomi who gets hooked, it's fine. But Light, he's on something else, man. He got Ken. How many times? Twice?
Yellow Flash in the meantime though, getting caught in between 3 members of RSGPH. Nowhere for him to go. He's getting oppressed right now. 0, 1, and 2, not just by Nas. And this is why it's so difficult, right? Nas, his power hero is Esmeralda. Yes, he didn't get it, but he knows how to play against you as well. And now they're just making sure that Yellow Flash doesn't get to be able to scale as fast as he would like to.
I love how you put it. It's like Nats is inside Yellow Flash's brain.
Yeah, I mean, currently, right, RSG Philippines, even though they lost out in the early game, now they're actually recovering really well. They're going up top.
Yeah, trying to aggress here. Counter engage onto Falcon. Hideo in some trouble. Will have to dash away using the wild charge. Will it be enough? He gets the Aqua gets the kill here, secures it. And now Falcon, they're 1 man down. Oh, the bloody hunt comes out onto Kendo and manages to take him down as well. Nas goes in, terrified though, has to back away for a little bit. RSGPH looking to push their advantage, but Yellow Flash comes in for the backup.
Get in my belly, says Light, and that's exactly the pickoff that they needed. Taking out Ken, going for this last turtle of the game. There's no retribution for Falcon. It's clearly going to RSG unless Yellow Flash! What? Yellow Flash!
No retribution, but man,
No
Yellow
retribution,
Flash.
no problem.
No retribution, no problem. Demon Kite, he didn't have the retribution as well, so Falcon, they were just able to maneuver around there. RSG Philippines, they didn't have the HP bars to actually zone these members away, and that's the mistake. They committed too hard on
These
it.
little things, they add up. These little things, what's going on? RSGPH, we usually see, we're so used to seeing them so disciplined, everything calculated, step 1, 2, A, B, C, but they missed out on that little thing. Demon Kite did not count his retribution.
Yeah, and then now they might pay for it, honestly, right? Again, Irithel is constantly scaling. Iman as well on the Beatrix, but it's getting to really scary territory when RSG Philippines doesn't have full control of the game. Usually, in the 8th minute, they have control. They can just do whatever they want in the enemy jungle. Currently, Falcon trading really well on the map.
You can see how this is just like Falcon. Yes, RGPH, we talked about how they are very experienced team now on big stages like this, but Falcon is being able to keep up with them as well. They play the macro game. They know that they have to end the game as early as possible, not wanting to face Aqua in the later part.
Yep, and Aqua has yet to die. 1-0 and 3. And earlier we saw, even in the face of a chunky hero like Naomi, he can deal the damage. But look at this. A standoff. A standoff in mid. That's
Oh, Nas walks right into 3 members now, and RGPH, they're forced to react. He's the first to go now. But Falcon, they're on the retreat. Yellow Flash in some trouble, and Justin is the one that's suppressed right now. He'll be the first to go down, and Falcon forced into a full retreat.
1-for-1 here for the side of RSG and Falcon, but honestly, I feel like it's worth it for RSGPH, considering that they got more people low from the side of Falcon. They can use this map pressure to set up for the next Lord here. 5 seconds, there you go. Lord spawning in to the Land of Dawn. And Falcon, I have a question for you guys currently, right? With the game going so slow and the game just all about trading at this point, who's going to benefit more?
RSG.
RSG
They have
Aqua,
better
right?
scaling. Yeah, Aqua and
Iman.
Iman. And again, the fact that there's a bloody hunt makes all of these engages just all the more. It's an automatic -1.
That's a tank, by the way. He's gone.
And it's very
he's gone.
untimely.
He's gone.
Very untimely because RSGPH, they know they have the numbers advantage now,
Yes.
and they're looking to go on this Lord.
Yeah, this time around, Retribution on point. Gotta watch it.
Let's see, with 1 man down, it seems like Falcon just, they're going to give it over to RSG Philippines. Justin dodging away from that Iron Hook. They're going to give it up. They're going to go for the defense once again. Deja vu to game number 2.
Oh, are you calling for another 30-minute game?
I mean, I want to see entertainment. I want to see crazy fights. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe RSG just takes it here.
Honestly, you know, the game between RSGPH and Falcon now, it always feels that it has gone for a lot longer than it has. Right now, it's only 11 minutes into the game. I feel like we're already reaching the later part.
I'm actually of the other mind here. Shoes on the other foot. I feel like it's totally in a time vortex. Like, I feel like this game could go on forever and I wouldn't notice. Because they're that good, these two teams.
I agree.
They're amazing.
I said this to you backstage while we were on break, man. I could cast this game all day.
That you
Falcon-
did.
Yeah,
That you
they're
did.
trying to defend up top here. RSG looking for the siege as well. Half HP on the Lord. Light looking for the Iron Hook, as that's going to be the render shot to go at it on towards Yellow Flash. Lord cleared up. Mid lane turret going down. RSG Philippines trying now to get the base turrets.
Mirko said that while we were in the little boys' room.
Yeah.
So that's why you didn't
Oh,
hear
that's why I didn't. I was like, wait, why didn't I hear this? Okay, that explains everything. But right now, Falcon, they're on the back foot here. So they don't want to be here because, as we said, RSGPH, they have the better scaling as well. So yes, they have Yellow Flash, maybe Silent as well, but is that going to be enough?
I believe it is, because there's no lesson better than a loss. The fact that you lost means it's got to be worth something, right? So I don't think RGPH is going to let that happen twice.
Oh, and Mon flickers out of there. Nats now looking for the re-engages. That's going to be the falling star. When defensively pop for the side of Falcon, and that's just the damage coming through. Justin melts away, and RSG pick up a 1-4-0.
Justin did a vanish.
Yeah, he did a vanish. Now
Yeah,
you see him, now you don't.
That was insane. Like, even though RSGPH, they managed to get 1 kill onto Justin, Naomi was so on point. He flickered in to try to get Iman. Iman flickered out. He used the Guardian's Barrier to block off everyone else, but right now, it's going to be a hook landing right onto Yellowfans, and he disappears from the map. In the meantime, mid lane, they get 2 more members from Falcon here, and RSGPH looking to press their advantage. Naomi in some trouble. Demon Guy comes in and manages to slay him immediately. RSGPH, they go for the core, and they close out game number 3.
The status quo ain't shifting tonight, ladies and gentlemen. RSGPH stays in the upper bracket, knocking down Falcon Esports.
No minions, no problem. It was actually cleared out right before they ended it, and it was at half HP. This is why I said, when they picked up the Beatrix, maybe pick up the Franco. It's really, really tough when Light gets this combo, this dual combo with Iman.
All the more is the quick draw McGraw action on Eman. As soon as the hook happens, you see, like, in the blink of an eye, he switches over to Wesker. and then whoa, that blue bar turned into 2 yellow, and then shotgun to the face.
And the thing is, what makes it even more disgusting is the fact that it happens to everyone, even the tanks. It doesn't matter how tanky you are.
Yep.
When Light gets a hook, you're just dead.
Yeah, Earth and Force, all that Grok has is physical damage, but the Beatrix doesn't care.
I was just looking at Light as you were saying that,
Yeah.
and honestly, he looks a bit disappointed, even though
like-
he's won the game. I'm a bit confused here.
Hard on himself. Young man is hard on himself.
You know, I mean, looking at them, the winning spirit is definitely high, right? Like, they expect to win. They expect to dominate. So, getting a 2-1 victory, yes, to us, it's hype. To the fans, it's hype. But to them, that's some room to learn, to improve.
Oh. Let's hear from Mara Aquino. She's in the camp of RGPH.
Now here we are backstage of MyTech. I'm here with RSG Philippines. I saw Lexi, the team manager, rushing out, jumping up and down. Coach G was so happy as well. Now we're just going to be waiting for the players of RSG Philippines to come in their dugout. You could see how really happy, how very happy Lexi was. She really couldn't contain herself. She was jumping up and down, and they were congratulating each other. And now we see Falcon Esports going to their dugout. And right after them, there you go. Lexi, I saw you jumping up and down. Now we're going to be talking to Light. Light, we saw him using his hooks with Franco. Now, earlier today, you said you didn't get to sleep much last night. You said that you were pretty nervous. You got to win today, but we noticed you weren't jumping for joy. What happened? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm just happy that masaya lang ako kasi meron ulit worthy opponent na nakalaban sa MSC kasi yun yung hinahanap namin yung malakas na kalaban kasi pag na-challenge kami mas lalo kami lumalakas. Yun.
So Light was saying that he's happy that they had such a worthy opponent because when they have an opponent that's really strong, that's when they win. Now, it's your first international experience, correct? You're now representing Philippines. You've made it to the playoffs. Now you're going to the upper bracket semifinals. How do you feel? Because like you're not smiling.
Feeling ko confident naman kami. Yun. Excited na ako sa mga laban pa namin na sa upper bracket na tuloy-tuloy.
He feels very confident. It's not showing right now, but he's saying he's really excited for the opponents in the upper bracket. Now, for sure, Coach Panda is at home. He's really happy right now with today's win. What do you have to say to Coach Panda and to all the Filipinos watching online?
Masasabi ko Coach Panda, thank you dahil hina-help niya pa rin kami sa preparation namin sa MSC. And miss you. Tsaka sa Philippines, thank you po sa sumusuporta sa amin. Gagalingan pa namin sorry natalo ng game 2. Yun lang, shoutout sa family ko sumusuporta sa lahat ng RSG fans na nanonood.
Light is thanking Coach Panda because all the way from the Philippines, he's still helping them online. And now he's thanking all the Filipino fans watching. He's apologizing that they didn't get to finish it in game 2, but they're going to do their best in the next round. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Now we're going to break things down a little bit. We're going to head on over to Gideon and LaFell for our analyst segment.
Respect is the key word we're going to be talking about here because our SGPH had a really tough match against Falcon Esports, and like Light said, they were worthy opponents.
Honestly, every player involved in that match just now, either they're from Falcon or from RSG Philippines, they played amazingly. Like, the EXP leader from RSG Philippines, he was nuts.
Yeah, I have it in my notes here. I mean, Nats is disgustingly good at his role. And Mara was telling us just now that he's looking to become the grand finalist MVP. And if he keeps this up, I'm seeing his stocks just rise here. Invest now in Nats.
I mean, look at his gameplay. It's nasty. I have a few more puns. I'm just gonna keep rolling it out. But
4 out
anyways,
of 10.
I take anything above 3. Anyways, looking back at the game, it's not just nuts. There's a lot of players that we have to highlight. So right now, let's look at the itemization over here. And one of the players that we have to talk about is Iman on this Beatrix, right? the fact that Falcon, they managed to get the Valentina. Honestly, Justin did well.
Yep.
But Eman on this Beatrix, well, Beatrix is fair, right? She's really fair.
Well, I don't know. You can look over at Naomi's stats. He's 0-4, and most of those kills, especially 3 of those kills, just walking into bushes, dying out of nowhere with the setup coming in from Light. Number one, Light disgustingly good at throwing those hooks. Those iron hooks have been nasty, but the timing of them is important because the power of nature, you can block any kind of CC. It doesn't matter. I can walk around, but he times it just right to set it up for his team. And I think in this stage of the game, this is what RSG need to do. Be very careful of these timings. And Falcon Esports this time around, I think if this was a best of 5, it might have gone all 5 games.
We're going to look at the stats, but again, Light on that Franco. His iron hook is a homing missile. No matter where you go, he's going to catch you out. I want to talk about the draft a little bit, but right now, again, let's look at the damage numbers coming in from both these teams. For the side of RSG Philippines, yes, the highest damage is amount on this Beatrix for 59,000 damage, but I do want to talk about the Sicilian as well. I feel like it is a good pick because they were preparing just in case this Irritel pops off in the late game. At least they have someone that can win in terms of range to potentially handle the Irritel.
And that's the thing, right? It's all about that range, because even if it wasn't Irritel, let's switch it out. Let's take the longest marksman here and we go for someone like Bruno. Still, it is a pretty decent matchup for someone like Cecilia to outrange and continuously make it ineffective for Falcon to take these front to fronts. I think it's some really good drafting coming in from RSGPH, and I definitely think they took a lot of consideration over the gold lane this time after what happened in game number 2.
The reason why I want to talk about the draft is because they let go of Valentina. So
that's huge.
Yes, they prioritize the Beatrix and then afterwards securing the Franco for themselves. I feel like for all the other teams looking at this game, the third game specifically, they can know what heroes are they really prioritizing. And I feel like Light on this Franco should have a target on his back because he really made the plays. But to really see who made the plays, let's look at the MVP of the game. And the MVP is going over to Iman.
Yep. I mean, Iman was playing a strong game throughout, even though he did get solo killed in his own lane. Well, technically the enemy jungle at this point from Silent, but he made up for it. Coming off after that death, he didn't die a single time, getting multiple kills set up by his team, but most importantly, staying a consistent threat for Falcon Esports. Taking those front to fronts is really, really dangerous.
Yeah, and again, Beatrix, that triple tap Wesker, just shooting twice, reset it again, and then shoot it again. It's a little bit too strong. So right now, Beatrix has been nerfed for quite a few times. However, based on the performance here in MSC, I feel like it really should be one of those heroes that you should prioritize either in the pick or ban.
I mean, considering how these games go and how the past couple of games as well, Falcon Esports were heavily leaning towards blue side and that first pick to pick up specifically Beatrix. So RSG, good adaptation, good ways of actually understanding and shutting down these key components. But let's have a look at the highlights and recap this game just in case you just tuned in.
Yeah, looking at the highlights over here, we can definitely see glimpses of glory for Falcon, especially when Valentina actually stole Franco's ult, the Bloody Hunt, making it easier for Ken to actually get those kills. But let's pay attention. Every time in the Riverside, for some reason, Ken will always get caught, and sometimes it's not by his own choice. That Iron Hook is just too much.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a melee jungler who wants to brawl out, Franco is not the person you want to collide with. And unfortunately for Naomi too, looking for these opportunities again can be tough, but Light securing these kills with the Iron Hook really makes all the difference here.
Yeah, the reason why we bring up Ken on this fire, we're not specifically saying it's a super bad pick, but in this kind of situation, as a jungler, if you can never meet your opponents trying to get those kills, trying to put on that pressure, it's going to be very difficult for your team to really do anything because it's a matter of fact, for the Land of Dawn, if you're losing mid, you can't rotate. And if you can't rotate, eventually your side lanes will lose. And then it's just going to be a slow roll of giving opportunities after opportunities to your opponent team. And in this sense, RSG Philippines, they really capitalize on catching Ken when he's rotating.
Actually.
many Philippine teams is potentially going to be
I would hate that to happen. I would not want to be up on that stage with up against Orange Esports. Don't go anywhere.
Slay the enemies, bury the monsters. Rise from the ashes, keep getting stronger. Raise it strong, hit it hard, giving the best shot. Going in for the kill, let them bite the dust. Let it all out, our superpower head with the crown. Sorry, not sorry. Bow before us, they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright, eclipse the eyes. Our spirit never dies.
lahir di Palembang dan besar di Manado. Tidak seramai seperti Jakarta, tetapi saya cinta kota Manado. Serasa di rumah itu yang membuatnya istimewa.
Ang probinsya ko ay Naik, Cavite. Maliit lang na baryo na bandang dagat. Sobrang ganda. Natutunan ko ang halaga ng buhay. Atin to.
Untuk saya berasa tenang apabila saya berdoa dan tetap fokus pada kepercayaan saya.
Hindi naging madali ang buhay ko. Sobrang dami.
Slay the enemies, bury the monsters, rise from the ashes, keep getting stronger. Raise this run, hit it hard, giving the best shot, going in for the kill, let them bite the dust. Let it all out, our superpower head with the crown. Sorry, not sorry, bow before us, they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright it puts the eyes. Our spirit never dies. We are supremacy. Make no apologies. Fight on to the last drop of blood. Fight on to the last beat of heart. Life is a battle, win every game with the magic flowing in our veins. Let it all out, our superpower head with a crown. Sorry, not sorry, bow before us, they won't bring us down. We are legendary. We are supremacy. We shine so bright it puts the eyes. Our spirit never dies. We are supremacy. Make no Slay the enemies, bury the monsters, rise from the ashes, keep getting stronger. Raise this run, hit it hard, giving the best shot, going in for the kill, let them bite the dust.
It's a clash from across the causeway as we reignite the MY and SG rivalry in this next best of 3. Welcome in Apakabar. At your service, my name is Leo, joined here by Scrubby Cheeks and Mirko as we bring you the second best of 3 in today's opener in the playoffs of MSC 2022. How are we doing today? That was quite the best of 3 we opened with. Are we ready for another?
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to catch my breath here. Who would have expected, yes, RSGPH to win? Yes. But a 2-1? I don't know. How do you feel about that, Mirko?
Yeah, and it being that close, it's crazy. But again, it just shows that Falcon, no one can write them off. No one can write any of these teams off at MSC. But guess what? Speaking of MSC, the events preview, look at that down below. The MSC Event Pass is active now. Are you eyeing the exclusive rewards, including Farsa's new skin? It hasn't made its debut yet in MSC, but I'm just waiting for that Farsa to be picked up.
I actually think Farsa is quite meta now. She has slowly climbed back up after that rework, wherein her passive is a little faster on the pickup. And yeah, no, I think put her at the same tier as Eve. Maybe, just maybe, you know, given the Min and Man connection in mid, or I don't know, Miku and 505 for RSG. We might see it. We might see it. Yeah. Okay, so it's clear why I'm wincing and why you reacted that way, because it's these two duos that's going to matter a lot in this matchup.
Yeah, RSG, SG, well, champions this time of MPL Singapore Season 3 up against Orange Esports, first runner-up of MPL Malaysia Season 9. So it's going to be a great match, but like you said, the thing is, RSG, SG didn't bring along Lolzy, their core key roamer here, and instead had 505 do that. So I feel like, yes, 505 performed in his early game, like he had the Franco, that was all okay, but it started to fall off a little bit as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And honestly, when we're talking about Orange Esports as well, in contrast to RSG SG, Min and Man play such a huge role in this team, and that's the dynamic here. That's the matchup that we're going to be talking about for the most part, right? Min and Man versus 505. Their inconsistencies in the group stage, have they flattened that out here in the playoff stage up against Orange, who I feel like is performing better than Todak so far?
Yep, if between these two hometown heroes, it seems like it's Orange who's really leveraging the hometown, the home court advantage, because not only is it Min and Man, where we're also looking at Valens and Gary. I actually love how Gary is making the most of the strong mid lane that they have.
Yeah, and Valens has been absolutely, like, he's had such a strong showing, and I think he does the shot calling as well, and that changes so much for Orange Esports. I believe they took down Evo's SG, unfortunately, 2-0 as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting. You know, when you hear that a goal laner is making all the shots, usually because you're not part of that mid trio, you're not usually roaming around the map. But again, this is just a different dynamic that Orange are bringing to the stage. Now, though, let's take a look at the talents prediction for the second match of the playoff stage. It is mixed, very mixed here. I wonder why we went for RSG. I'm asking myself.
Yeah, exactly. I was not ready for identity crisis for you, but no, I believe, and I right here, right now, I'm going with Orange because of the aforementioned fact, you know. Valens super solid out of the gold lane. Gary, almost a career-defining Hellcurt game from the group stage. Min and Man, who am I missing? I'm missing their roamer. Oh, no, I'm missing their, what did I not mention yet? I just love everybody, even Coach Pabs, sure. Yeah. I love everybody. I think we met one of their mental health coaches earlier. Yeah.
So, I think that was Born. Born? Did you say Born?
Born, yeah,
Born.
There you go.
Okay. Well, let me justify myself a little bit here with a prediction, right? We went RSG-SG.
For obvious reasons.
Did I go RSG? Oh, yeah, I did go RSG.
We went RSG-SG. I think, yes, even though they've had a strong, doubts a little here in the mid lane, but as we see, they're coming up the stage now. The team from Singapore.
RSG Singapore.
I love the theme music.
Yeah. It was anime based, and I think they pulled that off like, oof, impeccable. Like the music video as well and all the artwork really fell in line with that. And honestly, I wish like I could put this on my music player.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped right now. You know what?
What?
My foot's half in the door. Even without Lolzy, given this music, and see, okay, you know what? I'm outnumbered here. It's 2-1.
It is 2-1.
So
it is.
I have to give some benefit of the doubt. Okay, maybe I should grow a little warmer to Miku Miku Mi.
Well, this is your team here, LaFell. This is the team that you predicted to win this matchup. Yeah, I called you LaFell. But here you go, Orange Esports making their way to the stage.
From Malaysia, Orange Esports.
What's up, LaFell?
Okay, Gideon, I am digging this music as well. Let's hear it for the hometown heroes, Orange Esports, MPL MY S9 Grand Finalists. Ooh, they got that vibe.
Dude, Orange Esports, they got that vibe in the group stages, all the way from the group stages, the first match. Again, when we're talking about Orange, they've actually swapped their rosters so many times. It's incredible to see that this roster has synergized so well together.
Yeah, historically speaking, even the Malaysian casters wonder why. I guess maybe for now they found the formula.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not working, you fix it. So you change it until you find one. And so far, Orange Esports seems to be the formula that's working for them. I guess the question is, can RSG defeat them with, well, they have kind of a mainstay draft and then new blood like Bray Jungler. So it's a bit opposite, right? A totally fresh roster versus someone that's more experienced together with a mix of new people.
Yeah, if anything, they've stuck with at least Min and Man for sure for the longest time. I remember studying for MPL Invitational about a year back, and they stuck with that, making their way on towards the stage. The coaches from both RSG, SG, and Orange Esports, Saint DeLucas and Coach Habs.
Saint DeLucas, man. Let's talk about this guy, right? Because he came from Indonesia, man. Let's. You know, he came from Indonesia, and he has made such a big impact on RSG, SG here. First trophy domestically, right?
Won the title.
Yeah, they won the title instantly with Saint DeLucas. So, I mean, maybe you can keep on. Yeah, you can
I think
clarify
it's
further.
really clear. Like the way that RSG Singapore has played this season, phenomenal. They cleaned up. Their fights are super clean. They are a lot more disciplined now in the way that they take or disengage from team fights. So his impact, like you said, Mirko, has been really obvious.
RSG, SG, but diff. That's also what I saw. I mean, watching the Season 3 Grand Finals, it's usually an easy read, right? Again, Evo says he's going to take this back, but no. This lineup, save for change for Miku Miku Mi, put Lolzy in there. That's what won the title, right? You got Baby Cakes, 505, Bray, and Diablo. I want to highlight Baby Cakes and Bray. It's these two core players, the gold laner and the jungler, that at least for me, personally, really make the team.
Absolutely, but when we're taking a look at the other team here, it is going to be Orange Esports. Their official team lineup with Valens, Min, Man, Gary, and Born. Now, this team, like we mentioned, they always keep on swapping, but Min and Man has been the core of this team for quite a while now.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned Gary, a breakout player from day 2 of the group stage. He's so young, so full of spirit and energy.
He's young, man. You know, Bray's young too.
Bray's
Who's
young too.
younger?
Yeah. I think
Is it the young
Bray's
diff?
like 16, I don't know, but they both play jungler here, so maybe that's the key to victory.
Age is on their side.
Leverage the youth. Leverage the youth. No, I don't think it's there. Keys to victory for RSGSG. Get a playmaking hero 505. Again, usually playing a mage, so you want to make sure he gets a good tank to make for the difference. Diablo wins the XP lane. Respect or remove 1-1. Story of MSC so far, and improve their early objective execution. We don't want to go 30 minutes. We saw what happens when an RSG goes 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just RSGPH or maybe it's a trend amongst
an
the
RSG
RSG.
thing.
It's an RSG thing, right? But again, yeah, this is just the story of the tournament so far. Respect or remove 1-1. 1-1 has just been the center of it all.
You got a huge
and
smile.
I love it.
You got a huge smile.
But let's take a look at the Orange Esports keys to victory as well here, because right now they're up against the Singaporean champions. Utilize Min and Man's 5G connection. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. You know, the twin buff. All right.
Yeah, twin buff.
That's what I call it in Indonesia. Unfortunately, the Indonesian twins didn't make it here.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Min and Man are actual twins. As you can see, their photos here, they look like super alike. So 5G connection right there between them, but you also have to have a plan B for Gary's hero pick. Take note of the Franco, either ban or contest that, and use early objective as baits.
Yep, I love how both teams have heroes to watch out for and have players to leverage. So with that being said, this Causeway rivalry, this Causeway clash, it's no secret that at least backstage across the multiple international tournaments that we've been part of, La Fel and Gideon, they're so happy when the Malaysians win over the Singaporeans. Do you have the same feeling right now, Scrubby Cheeks?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously I'll be rooting for Singapore as well, but let's not be biased here, right? RSG and Orange Esports, looking at this objectively, psychologically speaking, RSG Singapore had a pretty hard time in the group stages.
Oh, yeah.
They almost fell out. On the other hand though, Orange Esports had a really strong showing. So we're gonna take a look at the audience predictions here as to how people across the region feel about these two teams.
I'm guessing we're missing one flag there. Where's the
where's
red
my-
and
where's
white
the
Singaporean
Singapore
flag,
flag?
right? But besides that, I would call it 50-50.
Yeah. Based on your prediction, right? You're not very Filipino, Leo.
What?
The Filipinos voted for RSG. Mostly, I guess.
Well, I'm in Malaysia.
Do as the Romans do.
We're in beautiful Kuala Lumpur. You gotta root for the home team. And no, it's just logically speaking, that's what I saw. And again, the aforementioned mental game here, and again, just the shuffling of roles. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny it. Orange has looked really impressive in MSC so far. RSG Singapore, maybe a little bit shaky, but again, they're trying to shake that off, right? They're trying to get those jitters out of the way, coming into the playoffs with a fresh start. Let's see if Bray can carry the game with Baby Cakes as well.
It's not just them, honestly. It's fair to also give a spotlight over to Diablo, who has been part of RSG for a long time now. And even in his rookie year, he was already very, very impressive his rookie season. Now being one of the more veteran members of the squad, I think they also have to leverage that.
Diablo has really shown himself this season, and even though Bray has made a lot of the big plays, the flashy plays, Baby Cakes as well, that's natural because they're the jungler as well as the gold laner. But Diablo really keeping his lane and then making the rotations to help out in the team fights. Right now though, we already here with the bans and picks. It's gonna be Orange Esports taking out the Julian as well as the Yves. RSG, more meta-ish bans with Valentina and the Fanny.
You can see the instant respect already from the side of RSG Singapore, banning away that Fanny from the hands of Gary. We all know what Gary was able to do in MPL MY with that Fanny, but look, Orange Esports banning towards the Diggy. Perhaps they might be looking for an Atlas pick?
Oh man, I'm still suffering from like
me too, man.
PTSD
Yeah,
from all the Atlas throws. Like there was so
there
many
you go.
playmaking Atlas picks, but RSG SG seeing that from a mile away.
Yeah, telegraphed. It was writing on the wall. Not gonna let it happen. But there's still so many open heroes here. There's a Beatrix out there.
Franco, if they want to go for it.
Yes, the Karina still open. The
Akai.
Ling, the Akai. Oh, it's a Wild Wild West.
There are a lot of heroes up for grabs here, so we'll just have to see what Orange Esports wants to start with their draft with, because they're going to have to draft around the first pick, right? Who do they want to take away here? That's Prio. There's one hero in particular that has been left open. 1-1. I might be first picked here. Valence plays a mean 1-1. No, Akai shows up here. Has the first pick for Orange.
Oh yeah, no, Baby Cake's getting it.
Yeah, they're going to give it
gotta
over
be.
to 1-1 for sure. I mean, they have to take it. And this is going to be huge. I mean, Baby Cakes RSG also relies on him to scale up. And like you said, he makes the plays in a later part of the game. Is this trade worth it?
It has to be hand in hand with the duo. Here's something I'm wondering, right? I know it's not going to happen because I'm not sure if 505 has it in his arsenal. There's the Esmeralda. We haven't seen much of Cho. Roaming Cho hasn't shown up at all.
Jungle Cho, we saw it in FPH.
Sure, but in MSC, what are the numbers on Cho actually? Need to double check that. A lot of games over the past couple of weekends, but it's alarming.
I don't think we've seen that much. In the group stages, there were a lot of team fighting based heroes. For example, the Atlas, which was banned out. So Cho, I guess, kind of took a back seat there.
3 picks across all the days of MSC so far. That's abysmal.
I agree. You know, it's not really looking good for Cho in MSC 2022, but now you know the real reason as to why I picked RSG Singapore. They got 1-1. They know what is Prio.
You also live it in the future. You also know that they would have gotten it
for
day
sure,
one.
100% here. But Orange Esports, they respond with the Beatrix pick and the Lilia. Now, with the Beatrix in lane, matchup against the 1-1, it's actually a skill matchup. It all depends on how both of these heroes or both of these players play on these heroes.
It's 50-50, as most players will say, and also reliant on the rotations. But given that Lilia, I'm liking Orange's chances already.
I agree.
Hyperactive mid laner here.
I mean, I disagree because 1-1.
Okay. I love it. Within
was
2
quick.
seconds, I disagree.
Yeah.
I agree. Wait.
Never mind, I forgot.
I
1-1's on the other
I
side.
have principles.
But yeah, now let's just take a look at RSG Singapore as they wrap up their drafts here. When you already have a 1-1 and as an Esmeralda, maybe perhaps you want to pick up a roamer here, or maybe just a jungler, a frontline presence for RSG. They pick up the Karina for Bray. That rounds up their draft for the first phase.
Gravy cakes. Their cards are on the table here.
Gravy
It's
cakes.
laid out.
Gravy
It's laid out. This is what we want to do. We want a tanky Karina, and then baby cakes just do the rest.
Yeah, Bray hasn't played that much Karina. I think maybe not at all so far in the group stages, but back in MPL Singapore, he has fronted that hero a lot as well. And I think coupled with that Esmeralda, like you said, gives a good front line for RSG SG. They're going to go ahead to take out the Natalia here, so potentially hinting at something a little bit squishy and like Xavier.
Well, the 1-1 is already squishy, so they're already happy to get the Natalia out.
Absolutely. You know,
that's true.
Natalia is just such a nuisance when you play in this current meta because, again, a lot of the game revolves around the mid lane or the gold lane getting ahead, especially when you have those utility junglers. Now, though, let's take a look at RSG Singapore with their final ban into this draft phase.
Guessing it's a choke. You after taking out your safety with the Natalia, pick up a choke. Like get rid of a hero that'll mess up your 1-1 plan.
I don't think it's Ling, though. If it's just entirely based on the 1-1?
Wait. Well, yes, Ling has a good matchup to 1-1. Like, just time it out, right? You get the Tempest of Blades when she goes to the air. But are they... Is Coach St. De Lucas thinking maybe this Akai is not going to go into the jungle? Like,
Yeah.
why take out the Ling? Interesting here.
Well, it could be a possibility. I mean, we've seen Akai play both in
Elsewhere.
jungle as well as the roam. And on the side of OE, they're going to go ahead and take on more roamers for RSG SG, so the Matilda as well as the Angela. Now, that kind of narrows what RSG can go into.
I agree. You know,
Wait, I love it though. It makes sense. 505. He's just recently taken the reins as the roamer. You narrow it down, but Franco is just nasty right now. So
Yeah.
no.
I was about to say, because they didn't ban Franco in the banning phase, I expected them to do so because they already picked up someone like a 1-1. Very mobile, but can get instantly just locked down by the Franco. So with them picking it up, it's actually a really good answer towards Orange's draft.
But it's also dangerous.
Because of the Kai.
Yes,
Yeah.
so the thing is interesting now, given what we've seen. Hindsight's 2020. Oh, he banned the Matilda. I'm guessing that might have been like a comfort for 505? Could be like an Enchantress roamer?
I mean, given that 505 was a mid-mage player, like primarily for him to switch to the roamer, I personally would have preferred if he picked up more Enchantress style.
Yeah, so that's the logic.
roamers.
That's the logic. Oh.
Now this is interesting.
This is
First-
a debut.
Yeah.
This is a debut at MSC. Throwback to about 6-9 months ago when Hayabusa was good.
Yeah, Hayabusa, I tried playing him in my ranked games. Obviously, I'm not as good as the pro players, but man, I had a tough time. It was not good at all. I feel like it's just really underpowered currently, but Orange Esports, I feel like this draft can still work though. With the pressure that Glue just puts on, and I'm guessing that the Kai is going to go to the roamer position. I think it can still work out. There's going to be a lot of picks to be done for the side of Orange, though. A lot of work in the early game.
Yeah, you know what this Hayabusa is making me do is overthink. I feel shenanigans are afoot. I feel like things may happen.
For sure. Well, RSG's going to round up their draft here with the Xavier pick.
It's clean.
What I'm still hung up about is the Glue pick.
You asked me about Glue before the day even started, so that is a good thing to highlight. And yeah, now that you mentioned it, I am also now overthinking the Glue. What's going on?
Glue and Haya, we haven't seen these heroes for quite a while.
They are
now.
from a different time.
Yeah, they are from a different
have
time.
been
Maybe
transported.
this is the future again, right?
Whoa!
Orange, they know what's up. But
That's my time traveling sound. Whoa!
great sound, man.
All right, one more look at the lineup and let's just refresh as to what's going on. The Glue and the Hayabusa making it the Orange Esports' Game 1 draft. And for RSGSG, clean. This is what the meta looks like now.
Yeah, they just picked up all of the right meta choices, right? But again, it all comes down to execution here.
Yep, here we go. Game number 1 in the best of 3. RSGSG going up against Orange Esports of Malaysia. Confirmed Gary is fielding the Hayabusa in the jungle, and Born's taken the glue into the XP.
I think what I'm a little afraid here about for RSG is that they don't seem to have a lot of peel for the team. Like, yes, you have the Franco, maybe Esmeralda as well, but on the other side, Akai together with the glue. You can dive any time of the day that you like.
I feel like their thought process currently is the best defense is offense, but Baby Cakes, he's going to get ganked here up top. He goes in for the Inspire play. He gets out of the dive, but Orange Esports, they just secured a huge lead up top. 1-1 might just be forced to back up here. Recall, perhaps. Spin, look for the dive once again into that top side. He goes in. Baby Cakes taking low balance, trying to get that last hit, and Gary is the one who picks it up. First blood going to the hands of Orange Esports.
That's definitely not great. We just talked about how you want Baby Cakes to scale, and on this 1-1 to boot, the fact that he's fallen as first blood now is definitely going to put RSG on a back foot. They're looking for maybe some sort of consolation here, just holding off the top side a little bit, but how is this going to affect RSG?
I love that you asked it because Orange Esports, they got to do that first blood, that barrel down onto Baby Cakes with impunity. I'm talking about the fact that they were not punished. Nothing was lost for Orange Esports, and that just put Baby Cakes in a really bad spot. Look, because Gary's gonna even get his orange buff, that is. And, wait, Retribution still on point, Kenny? Oh no!
Yeah.
That's it. All right, here's the punish. It was delayed.
This is the problem, though, for the side of that Hayabusa. I mentioned it before. He takes these jungle camps really, really slow. And because of that, you're up against a Karina, right?
Who's already very fast.
Very fast. So this is where Bray can just start to get the lead. Orange Esports, naturally, they're just going to go and look for that top side. Baby Cakes can't really go anywhere here. Valen's going to go for Nibiru's Passion. Under the turret, Baby Cakes is going to get taken down. Orange Esports picks up another kill, but it's traded down below for the turtle.
It's really rough for Baby Cakes now. They're targeting him to no end. I mean, it's kind of up to Bray to save this now, and they also have to watch out for Miku Miku Mi the moment he comes online to help to save the day. How possible is that?
I think it's still pretty possible. The minute that I saw Orange rotate up the Baby Cakes the second time, I'm like, yo, no, it's up to Miku Miku Mi now. And I don't know how that's going to affect their mental game because already, aforementioned, there is a struggle from within with RSG coming out of the group stage. At minute, what are we, 2? Minute 3 here?
Thereabouts, I think.
Yeah, minute 2.
It's scary to have already a plan B in mind, right? Like, we came in, we drafted this way. All right, that's not working out. Like, how is that going to affect you going into what, a potentially 15-minute game?
I agree. You know, and currently as well, we spoke a little bit about the 1-1, but I want to emphasize this. Currently, she did just receive a nerf, right?
Yes,
and
there's less damage.
This nerf actually impacts the early to mid stage of the game quite a bit.
Much more, yeah.
Usually you want to just go even or win, obviously, but now that he's 0-2, that he has lost basically 2 entire minion waves, it's going to be really hard for him to hit those item power spikes, and perhaps he might not even be a factor when Orange Esports goes and uses those mid-game power spikes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, Mirko, you said that Orange Esports could predict the future. I actually think that's true, but not because they can predict the future, but because they were creating the future. That Akai first pick was baiting RSG to pick the 1-1, and they had a game plan for how they were going to basically shut Baby Cakes on this 1-1 down.
And now the Hayabusa makes more sense. You want a hero that can go in, clean up, isolate a hero. I mean, you can do that with Lancelot as well, but the Hayabusa is all the more mobile. I mean, you can puncture on through, but you need targets for that. With a quad shadow, you can go like about 500 miles and then just flash back onto your shadow. So it makes sense. It makes sense why Gary is on this Hayabusa. Let's see if it bites him in the behind a little later on. We're about 2 minutes, 30 seconds in, about 2 minutes away from the second turtle of the game. First one goes over to RSGSG. So it's not like RSGSG is all losing. It's just Orange Esports is playing the game that they want.
Yeah. And one of the worst things you can do to a 1-1 is force her to go first item with a nature. With this composition, that's basically what they're trying to go for here. And that's the dive once again. 505 gonna get pinned down onto the wall, taken down as well. Baby Cakes with a crossbow tango. That's gonna be a double kill, perhaps almost just a triple kill, but Bray secures the kill on the backside. 3, 4, 1. Everything that they've been working for up top has just gone away.
Nice response from RSGSG. Yes, they now recognize you're gonna gank Baby Cakes, fine. I'm just gonna respond to it because Bray has had enough of an advantage in the jungle to be able to do just that as well. So RSG definitely not letting up as well.
Beautiful bounce back. Not sure if it was worth a turret, but you take what you can get, right? You take what you can get as RSGSG, and then you build it up from there. Mind you, Miku Mikumi hasn't died yet, so they still have like a secondary core. So now they technically have like 3 cores. Pretty good. Looking great for RSG.
It is looking good for RSG, but for Orange as well, this is going to be really good for them because, yes, they did lose out 3 members up top, but they're actually rotating and playing the map really well now. They put the Beatrix down below. They're trying to collect as much gold turret as they possibly can just to put that gold lead back to where it was.
Yep.
And, again, get that mid-game power spike to just make this 1-1 a non-factor.
Something tells me they might actually try to chip away at this gold shield down bottom. And because of that, yeah, it's a good read for Orange Esports. They're like, oh, the 1-1's down here again. Let's make sure Baby Cakes doesn't get more farm.
Let's just follow Baby Cakes
yeah,
wherever he
follow Baby Cakes. That's the game plan, at least for the early game.
Turtle is up now at the top side, and looks like Orange Esports is going to go ahead to start leashing it. They do have the advantage. RSG doesn't look like they're in place to get this one, but here is Bray.
Yeah, man, Diablo just zoning Gary away. Remember, Bray is 1 level ahead of Gary, even there you go. He secures it. That's going to be the combo wombo as well as 505. Uses the Blood Hunt on towards the Hayabusa. Man, gonna get taken low there as they look for a re-engage. Min looking for more. The hook connects on towards Min by 505, saving Bray, and that's a 2-for-0 trade with a turtle as well.
There was no damage on the side of Orange Esports. It's all tanks. It was the supports that were there. There was no firepower. Supportal combat as 505 went in. Baby Cake's gonna get this one. Get over here, says the Franco, and then Baby Cakes, despite the rotation, still finds a way to come back. So yeah, RSGSG, just as the comeback from top happened, they do the same down bottom, and it's not looking great for Orange Esports.
There's only so long you can hold down Baby Cakes until he finally, crossbow off tank. Yeah. That's it.
You can't put
right
Baby in the corner.
Exactly. In the mid lane now, Man, forced to use the black shoes here, will be able to get out of that fight. Oh, Bray looking for something in the jungle, but gonna get zoned out by Born. I was actually gonna say that, 505, I was worried. There was not enough peel for the side of RSGSG, but in that last turtle fight, yes, Min has the heavy spin to zone out everyone else, but 505 waited till that was done and then landed the Iron Hook to help clean up the fight.
Yeah, perfect timing, honestly, and very efficient on that Iron Hook here. We're also seeing that, again, because of Gary being so far behind Bray, it's impacting the entire team. Like, Man can't really rotate anywhere, and that's going to be Bray able to die. Baby Cakes looking for the weakness points, and that's going to be heavy spin, popped and used. Min, unable to pin anyone down as RSG. They just retreat for free, and they didn't get punished at all.
I'm of 2 minds when it comes to roaming Akai. I got so used to jungle Akai that roaming Akai feels weird.
Yeah.
He was not like, why is he a tank? Why is he a roamer? He was made to be a tank or a jungler. You don't really like all.
He's a marksman.
He's a marksman. Gary up top trying to do some split pushing. Does get the turret, but he might pay the price for it now. Dawning Light comes through and Bray cleans up the kill there for him. RSGSG now have the priority on the next turtle.
Now the question is, was that worth it? Sure, they get a turret, they get an objective, and thus they will have more map pressure up top. But again, look, because the jungler was taken down, Baby Cakes now just able to go freely. Heavy spin doesn't even connect onto him. He dodges away from the Renner shot. Min is just nowhere. Oh, wait a minute, the Dawning Light just snipes Man and Balance behind there. Born now taken low. Forced to flicker out, and this is just a disaster for Orange.
Bray making like the cool guy that he is. All right, you guys team fight. I'm not even going to look. I'm going to take the turtle, and then it's all for bank anyway. So now the question and the answer. That's another team fight won by RSG. They're going to take this turret here. The thing about the jungle Akai is he has damage. So that's why I'm guessing Orange Esports' plan is not working out now, is because the only thing that Min has is, yes, a little bit of peel, and then the isolation via the heavy spin. That aside, there's no follow-through, the team fight falls apart.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, looking at the damage dealt, Diablo actually on the top of the charts, followed by Baby Cakes. This is why he is such a good player and has shown obviously throughout the entire season. RSG, SG, Bray just face checking the bushes a little bit, but now they're up ahead. Orange Esports, they do have Valence as well as Man for the damage though.
Oh, conceal.
Oh, they're looking for play here. But again, yeah, because Diablo is just such a threat currently, there's no one who can actually match up that 1v1 up top. Hayabusa, initially, Gary was put onto that top side, but now that Esmeralda has hit that power spike, it's just, yeah, it's not viable.
I don't want to be here.
No, no, no.
I don't want to be here. It's just difficult to be Hayabusa now. So it's like two heroes from the side of OE.
Yeah, Baby Cake's gonna get sniped there, as that's gonna be the shutdown picked up by Valence. A very good pick for the side of Orange, but Baby Cake's way too overextended.
I was gonna say, it's two heroes on the side of Orange Esports that feel like they don't belong here. That's the Hayabusa and the Akai. They're trying to do things that just don't fit what RSG is trying to do. Like they're trying to stop it or trying to do something about it. It's just not working out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be, but Valence, I guess, getting some consolation prizes here on the bottom side, which is important because the Lord is coming up on like in 8 seconds now on the bottom, so they've created a lot of space for themselves to contest this.
Yeah, well, looking in mid as well. Born going for a very aggressive play, but it's on to 505, who misses the hook. Min going in for the heavy spin. Will just zone the members away as Diablo goes in for 1v4. He pops the Purify, he pops the Sprint and goes in for the Falling Time with another two members. Valence pops the Nibiru's Passion, but he's going to get taken low, and now he's forced to flicker out the Dawning Light. Snipes Min down from across the map, and that's a free Lord for RSG, unless Gary can do something about it.
I believe Diablo was about an inch away from getting cornered with the heavy spin, but the key here is that not the Purify, it's a sprint.
Yeah, it's a sprint.
It's disgusting what this battle spell allows.
Yeah, and on someone like Diablo, you know that he's going to abuse it for sure. Right now, pulling up the items here.
Looking at what we've got, RGSG, you see the 2.4k gold lead. It's clear that Baby Cakes has already recovered. Yeah. Baby Cakes is doing okay now with the Corrosion Sight and the Demon Hunter Sword. He's okay. He can actually like get stacks on Min and 1v1 kill Min.
Yeah, he's going for a more defensive build as well now. So he has those two core items, the DHS and the Corrosion. Now he's going towards the Wind of Nature. So still respecting the damage that can still come through from Gary, who has been split pushing a lot. So he still has gold. Look at that. Hunter Strike and BOD completed for him as well.
I think the other thing for me is also Mikumi on the Xavier. We talked about how Xavier has not been performing as well, but right now with the items he has, he's going to start dishing out some damage, and Orange Esports actually needs to be afraid of that. So this might just be the, the first or one of the rare games that Xavier is finally useful.
I want to mention something as well. We kind of touched on this topic, but wait a minute. Diablo up top, going to get pinned down by Min. The damage comes through with Wesker, and there is no doubt that Diablo will have to fall there. But mid lane might be traded in. Yeah, it will. Baby Cakes picks it up with the Siege, and it's just going to be a trade, but he doesn't quite do it just yet. Born still able to this force RSG out of that turret.
Right now, we talked about glue, right? Born on the glue. How is this working out for them? I guess the idea, yes, you want to dive into the back line, possibly get someone like Baby Cakes or Mikumi, but the problem is you can't even catch them.
Yeah, mentioned the two heroes that seem to be out of place, the Akai and the Hayabusa. Born is somewhere in the middle. He's in purgatory. He's in meta purgatory right now. It makes sense, if you have a glue and then you're able to latch on the Baby Cakes or Bray, again, the two core heroes or players from RCSG. Hell, even Mikumi, you're in good shape, but he doesn't get it happen. He doesn't make it happen. It's so hard because 505 gets the faster and better initiation.
I agree, and this is exactly where I was actually about to mention, right? Why is the Xavier working now when he doesn't actually have any cover, any peel, aside from the Franco who can use the Bloody Hunt defensively? There's not really much cover here, but honestly, at this point, the best defense is offense. If all the RSG members can actually zone the orange members away, Xavier can just do one thing. Follow up with the Dawning Light all the way from the back, and it just does the damage. It finishes it off, and it cleans up the fight for the team.
Lay down the magical pew-pew.
Magical pew-pew, yeah.
Magical poop is
Don't call it Dawning Light.
Don't call it Dawning Light.
TM.
I think Dawning Light has been like overused because like every time you see it, everyone knows it's Dawning Light right now. So Magical Pew Pew, you might
it's not original anymore.
Yeah,
the ult has about an under 20-second cooldown. So yeah, team fight, pow, we get another one happen right before it ends.
He's using his poke at this point, opening up the map.
It's a nuke.
It's technically, yeah, the damage. If it is in that full stack mode, oh man.
It's a magical warhead. firing from coast to coast.
Right now, though, we're going to see RSG SG start to aggress on the Lord here, bottom side, as well as Diablo. Just only 1 to 3 members. They're trying to, I guess, split push here is their play looking at the macro. So, I don't know. Do you think Orange Esports can really contest this?
I mean,
Well, they're trying. They're starting.
They are. And looking at it, Diablo actually used his sprint here, right? So he's not going to have a valuable battle spell during the team fight. And this is a very important team fight. Born already using split.
Oh, team fight!
Going on to Bray, and right now, it's going to be Diablo again, just diving right into 4 people. Baby Cakes pops across both tank, does get Born and Min, and now 2 down. Orange Esports, they are at a disadvantage with the numbers. RSG, they get a free Lord right here. Orange not able to get anything out of this fight.
Baby wants his num-nums because even Diablo in 505 zoning out Valens. You're going to see the smile on your face, the 1-1. It's a clear sign. She's a meta changer.
I mean, you know, I've been saying this all the way since like I started casting, dude. Back in season 7 of MPLID, 1-1. Just pick it. Maybe it wasn't meta back then, but it was meta for me.
In your heart.
In my heart, it's always been meta.
Okay, let's just check out the instant replay again. That huge win for RSG SG leading up to that free Lord. Okay, so the split happened. It worked out, but the follow-through was just all over the place.
The Win of Nature just played a huge part on that. I think Baby Cakes would have actually been taken down due to the Shadow Kill if he didn't pop that Win of Nature. So again, the defensive build that I personally wouldn't have gone with. You know, offense is the best defense for me. That's why I die a lot. But yeah, 1-1, perfect itemization, and the positioning as well was really good with the Win of Nature.
I love it because that means Baby Cakes just read the room very well. Yep. He knew that was key, and he knew that he is the key. So that's where we are now, about 15 minutes in, 5 to 14, 2.5k gold lead for RSGSG. And 1 turret left, they'll be knocking into Orange Esports' base.
Orange Esports, I guess they are trying, you know, with target identification at that Lord fight. Yes, Bray's the important one. He has the retribution, right? But when you choose to go onto him, you forgo Baby Cakes and Miku Mikuni as well. So a lot of trade-offs there. RSG now stripping Orange Esports of all their turrets down to the inhibitors. This is really not looking good for Orange. What's their plan B here?
Orange Esports, I'm guessing Miku Mikumi. That's the next target because, as you mentioned, if you choose to target Bray, that's the wrong mistake. You're wasting so many resources from a hero that can just run away like that. So I'm guessing it's Miku Mikumi.
I agree. It has to be Miku Mikumi here for the side of Orange Esports. But the thing is, right, if they do actually want to target a Xavier, they're going to have to use so many resources to just get close.
Yes.
And by that time, I feel like they're going to be bursted down already by the 1-1, by Bray, obviously, on the Karina. That's just free hitting. Orange Esports can still do it, definitely, but it has to come from a mistake from the side of RSG Singapore as well.
And again, easier said than done, as you mentioned. Looking at the items, Orange Esports, they're building very, very defensively. So now it seems like they are also themselves having an identity crisis. Do we want to burst these down, these soft targets? Yeah, but how do we even get to them? Because looking at their items here, they're all in on their sources of damage. It's Valens and Gary, because take a look at Man. Man already built a Brute Force Breastplate, so he knows that even his life is not in the best of places. Even he's in jeopardy.
And not just that, right? I mean, when you talk about getting to the back line, how do you do that when you have Diablo just going all the way in, zoning everyone else? Like, you can't even make that move, even if you wanted to. So Orange Esports, yes, they have that heavy spin, but if they don't make that one big play, I feel like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I really like the rotations coming in from RSG Singapore here. They sent Diablo all the way to the bottom side again, knowing that the Lord has spawned up top. So they're going to try to move some of the members up top. I don't think they're going to leave Xavier open. Yeah, he's just staying in the base. Doesn't really want to go and face check any part of that jungle. But because of that, Orange now, they have the initiative. They're going to go in. Heavy spin now onto 505. I don't think that's the right target as Baby Cakes. It's just free hitting with the Dawning Light connecting as well. Immortality there was pop. Baby Cakes popping the Win of Nature just to do the damage and take it all. The crossbow attack with the Inspire will melt too. And that's Min taken low. He's still able to run away, but Diablo is here for the finish. That's the kill. And it's a 3-4-0. hero for RSGSG.
Air baby cakes.
Oh, the
Plus one
snipe coming from uptown there from Miku Miku. Mi closes out Gary. That's 4 kills. Top on with a Lord in favor of RSGSG. Orange Esports, this just might be their last stand here. They invested so much to try to get 505 down, and then baby cakes just ran through them.
And they didn't even get anything in return.
Absolutely. That's the magical pew pew that we mentioned, man. He's just
TM.
cleaning up the team fights. But with this RSG 4-man down, Orange Balance trying to make the difference here. He pops into Nibiru's passion, does so much damage, but RSG secure game number 1. Solid start.
Heartbreak in your hometown. Orange Esports takes the L in game number 1, but it's not over just yet. This is a best of 3. Did not expect for Orange to actually, I don't know, get a little too creative with their draft. It seems like that's what it is on first glance, at least from my first impression, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We talked about how experimental it is. A lot of doubts, and it's not just one. It's not just like, okay, glue. No, you add the Hayabusa as well.
And then
so
the Romakai.
The Romakai, there you go. I mean, Romakai, yes, you can still pull it off though, but,
But-
with the other 2 picks.
How good was Saint DeLucas? He was so on point. He banned the Ling
Yeah.
out. He noticed that, you know, maybe the Zakai isn't going to go to the jungle.
You read that.
You read it.
You read that. I love it. And again, we asked the question, St. DeLucas. You'll get the answer in a bit. Just. He played us. Coach,
Yeah.
you played us.
It's impressive, very impressive. The fact that, you know, I think, yeah, Orange has only tried to pull that off here in the playoffs. In the group stages, they went for the relatively safer drafts here. So, I don't know, hats off to Coach St. DeLucas, because I would have never have thought that the Akai was going to go as a roamer.
Yep, loving to see LY4.
1-1.
Yep,
1-1.
loving
1-1
to see-
gap.
Loving to see LY4 here. He himself a gold laner, a legend in the realm of mobile MOBAs. Been a fan of him for a long time. Does this seem, is this evident of them working through their mental and, you know, just, I don't want to say spiritual, but do they look better? Does RSGSG look better in game now?
For sure. Honestly, I mean, for RSGSG, the only doubt in my mind was 505, but they've proven it could work. So let's go over to the analysts to see how they break it down.
Well, thank you very much for throwing it over to the desk here. Well, I wish we had
Yeah,
a
I mean,
desk,
like-
but we've got a huge LED screen behind us to break
We got a lot
down.
of floor.
That also. But we're going to break this game down to you, and a lot of it just came down to the draft and the type of ideas being played. Because I think, technically, if you were put in the exact same position that Orange was in, I think that's as good as it gets, right?
Yeah, I feel like this is a topic based on priority because, again, during the draft, a lot of heroes were open, but the one that we're talking about is Akai as well as 1-1, where Valence is really good on the 1-1. However, we do understand that Akai is one of those heroes that is a must-pick, must-ban situation. As well as when we look at the gameplay, we see what Orange Esports was trying to do, putting a lot of pressure earlier in the game on Baby Cake's lane, making sure that the 1-1 doesn't pop off. However, by doing that, Man as well as Gary sacrificing some of their farms. So in terms of priority, they prioritized the Akai and prioritized on the 1-1. However, was the priority misplaced?
Well, I don't know. I think in this particular situation, when we're looking at the draft, I think a lot of it just came down to what are they most comfortable on, what do they want to achieve within the game itself. The Beatrix, yes, she was getting a couple of kills, especially in the early game with the help of this S-tier Akai, but it didn't really come to fruition, especially when you're talking about the scaling of the comp when you're talking about the other lanes. Like, I mean, if we're looking in towards the middle lane, Lilia generally was just struggling because of all the dives, but let's have a look at the item build and break this down back here on the screen.
One of the things that I want to talk about is actually the Beatrix. Valence using the Beatrix right now, looking at the itemization, pushing a lot in terms of his physical attributes. So usually you would see this on a build when you're using Renner, when you're using Wesker. However, we can look at Valence actually using a lot of Nibiru in the game, and using Nibiru against a Esmeralda is actually very difficult, especially when Diablo on this Esmeralda having the enchanted talisman, having the oracle, will have a lot of shield. And when you have a lot of shield, any damage from Valence will just tickle him. He needs to actually destroy the shield very, very fast. And with Nibiru, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not so easy as it was before, and especially since they don't really want to go so close to be able to use something like Wesker, you've got so much to worry about. 505 currently playing on that Franco already poses enough threat, but more importantly so, even for Miku Mikumi, he can sit in the back, and as soon as he sees even a step forward, he can look to open the gates and try to get the snare.
I also want to talk about Steel Lake Place because Baby Cakes right now, we're looking at full damage build. However, in the early stages of the game, he actually built a Steel Lake Place, giving 45 extra defense, the same as Akai over here. They know what is going on, and I feel like that is very smart just because we see Gary on the Hayabusa, he lost his level earlier in the stage of the game. He was level 3, where we can see the jungler for the side of RSG is already level 4. And as an assassin, when you're not doing well and the enemy is building armor, there's no damage.
Well, let's see how well he actually was doing with the stats and start crunching these numbers, because immediately you can see.
Yeah, the lowest damage number of his team. Akai Rome did more damage, and this is the thing. As a jungler, you're prioritizing on actually killing off the 1-1 early. However, sacrificing your own farm and 1-1 building the Steel Leg Plates, even if you isolate her, even if you isolate her, there's no way any damage will be brought out.
Well, it's not easy to achieve, but that's not all. There's actually some other consequences that resulted in these early dives. Take for an example, when you have Lilia starting to rotate up to the top side pre-level 2, that's when you start to ask some questions, right? And then pre-level 4 for 1-1 at level 3 Undertard, they got another kill, but they aren't able to translate it. And I think that's one thing with Orange Esports that we're seeing. They like to salvage a lot of these situations, or try to.
Yeah, so later in the series, I do want to see Orange Esports really work on their priorities, because for you to achieve something, you need to sacrifice something. However, you need to be sure whatever you are sacrificing will be worth it. But right now, let's look at the MVP of the game. And I gotta say, I'm thinking it's 1-1. Baby Cakes on this 1-1, even though he died earlier in the game. But come on, it's a 1-1.
It's a 1-1. The comeback mechanics for 1-1 is good enough, but Baby Cake's making it look relatively simple and easy doing so. The third dive did not work, and Baby Cake's making all the difference with the 7, 3, and 3 stat line. His KD is looking great. One of those reasons why I think that 1-1 feels like a free win.
That's the problem. Once 1-1 has the level 4, you gank her, you die. Just because how easy it is to actually trigger the crossbow of Tang now. Because we see, I want to look at the highlights, because there is a few fights where Orange Esports, they really have to back off. Because Min on the Akai, glue, whenever they're in front, they're giving free stacks to 1-1. Because look, how easy was it to actually trigger the crossbow of Tang?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of targets, right? I mean, a lot of free melee targets who doesn't exactly have the greatest gap closers in the world. Something that 1-1 can easily kite around. And I think here in the highlights, we're probably going to see more of that. But let's talk about something a little different here. Xavier specifically trying to supplement the team while still scaling in the mid lane.
Either way, I feel like looking at the highlights, we can see how comfortable RSG is in this game. Because, yeah, earlier, sure, target on the 1-1. But once 1-1 hits level 4, this is what happens. He was 0-2, and then instantly 2-0. And after this, it's all RSG.
Yeah, I mean, the coverage coming out from RSG and Miku making sure that even OE couldn't even penetrate through that front line made it so much easier. I think Min did a good job at splitting up the fight. However, locking down and getting those catches, even Born was struggling to actually latch onto the right targets.
Yeah, and looking here, we just saw Valence using the Nibiru's Passion. And the thing is, he did a lot of damage in the game. However, none of them resulted in kills. This is when they should have stopped. Baby Cakes was using the Wind of Nature. He was not taking any damage. And look how easy was it for him to trigger the crossbow effect. At that moment, that was the signal. Orange, back off. Wait for all the cooldowns to come back and then re-engage. So it was a botched team fight.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of salvaging is going on. We saw this during the group stages, and nothing has really changed coming into this matchup against RSG. But I think the root of the problem here, we have to start looking at the draft initially.
Yes.
You got to give it to RSG. They had a really solid way. And honestly, we were mentioning this before, we saw a little bit of a mirror, as we would like to call it, because this draft coming in from RSG are literally all the prime heroes coming in from Orange Esports.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was planned, but either way, it looked really good. I can't wait for the next game.
Well, with that being said, let's throw it over to our casters for game number 2.
As you throw, we will catch. Thank you so much. The lovely Gideon and LaFell. Back at your service, my name is Leo, joined here by Mirko and Scrubby Cheeks. The root of the problem, as Gideon mentioned, the draft. Let's see if Orange Esports can just reconfigure the puzzle and go back to the fundamentals, because I think as we here at the desk agree, they kind of overthought it.
I agree. You know, I feel like they overthought it, and the thing is, St. Lucas was able to also read out kind of the strategy that they were going for. So maybe stick to the basics again, stick to the fundamentals that made them top the groups in the MSA group stage, right? Maybe go and pick up the Xavier again on Man. These are the common picks, like Gideon and LaFell just mentioned. These are all the meta heroes that Orange Esports usually go with.
I think the thing is, maybe because Xavier is a pretty, well, mid to late game hero, Orange Esports might have been looking for something in the early game. They were pulling off a lot of ganks, and once you get that spike on Akai with the heavy spin, you can have a lot of initiations, well, put down baby cakes, which is what they were trying to do. My question is, I guess, what went wrong later on, right? They allowed baby cakes to continue scaling, and that was pretty much the end for their fights.
Yeah, well, something tells me that the plan was very short-lived. I mean, it's an all-in plan, right? If you do enough to bury baby cakes in value, that just ensures RSGSG can never come back. But what if they recover elsewhere, which they did? Because I'm not sure if we can ever emphasize enough how Diablo was such force to be reckoned with here in game number 1. The MVP performance by Baby Cakes would not have been possible without the XP laner, without his older brothers elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, again, I agree. You know, when we saw Orange Esports in the early game, it was actually really, really good at the start when they got the first blood against the 1-1, shutting him down, making him miss literally an entire minion wave. But when they started doing it the second time, RSG always had an answer. They translated it and they traded it in the bottom side. Sometimes they just crashed onto them, giving all the kills back towards Baby Cakes, and that's where it started to fall, started to crumble for Orange.
Yeah,
So,
I guess that one win condition, right? Shut down Baby Cakes and try to do it, but that didn't quite work out, so everything fell apart there for them.
So
right?
it's now a matter of rebuilding it back up. Starting with the draft, game number 2 here. Coach St. Lucas, again, the magic man. You didn't have to tell us. He's just like, wait for it. It'll show up while we took out the Ling. On the play, Orange Esports taking out the Julian and the Savior. Some signature heroes already picked out there. RSGSG answering back, taking out the Valentina and the Fanny. So we're sticking close to the meta here. There's nothing here surprising quite yet, but surprising is Orange Esports decided to stay blue.
They did decide to stay blue, but they already changed some things. They went for the Xavier ban here, not just the Julian ban as we saw from the game number 1.
Miku, too much.
Yeah, it was too much, honestly. And the thing is, RSG's playstyle, it fits so well for that Xavier, right? We mentioned that Xavier hasn't really had the best of tournaments so far. In terms of win rate, not that successful, actually. So, making it work, really impressive, RSG.
I think the thing I'm surprised by also is that they decided to ban out the Xavier instead of taking it for themselves. Because we do know that Orange Esports, I mean, Man himself plays a mean Xavier. So I don't think they won that game, but still, you know, it's something that he could potentially use. OE though, trying to go for maybe the same strategy here with a Diggy ban. So maybe RSG would choose to take out the Atlas again.
Yeah, game 2, we're not going to see Xavier Man. But what I'm guessing, the way I'm reading this is, it's going to be Beatrix. They're playing for the Beatrix Gambit, and RSGSG bans out the Atlas. I was expecting a 1-1 ban over here, but yeah, now it's open, you take it. So, wait, logic explains, Mirko, are you OE now?
Yeah, for sure.
Anywhere 1-1.
No, why'd I ask? Why'd I even ask?
Honestly, right? Like 1-1 brings, honestly, just so much pressure on the map. Firstly, you're so good in lane, depending, again, if you get the snowball, if you go and get your items.
Even if you don't get the snowball, if you get bullied in the first 5 minutes.
Again, yeah, 1-1 just being 1-1, like LaFell and Gideon said back in the analyst stand, I guess. But RSG Singapore now, they knew what to do when they were getting ganked on the 1-1. Now, do they want to try the same strat as Orange Esports? Try to shut down the 1-1 from the get-go, just force him to be a non-factor in the mid-game.
Oh, but that gives the Akai pick over to RSGSG, and they top that off with the real world manipulation from Eve. Those are huge teamfight ultimates that you can use. I was also going to say OE would like forced the Atlas ban out by using the Diggy ban so that they could prioritize 1-1 picks. So that's great. At the same time, though, they do pick up a Ling for themselves. How is this looking right now?
I like it. You know, they're going back to fundamentals. They're going back to their comfort picks. Esmeralda, Gary on the Ling, and Valence on the 1-1. This is it. This is exactly what we wanted. But now, this is it. Okay, so there are two ways to counter the 1-1. Outrange first. They have it both right now.
You know what I'm enjoying more here is coming from the Glue Hayabusa Akai Rome lineup from OE Game 1. They go like, yeah, let's play about a June 14, 2022 metagame lineup. Like right here, let's just pick the 3 best heroes in the game.
Natalia is going to, well, can RSG do what OE didn't do the previous game now with this Natalia? Try to shut down the 1-1 as much as possible and prevent him from scaling.
Something tells me it's not just the 1-1's gonna have a hard time. I think even Gary's gonna have to think twice about where he ends up, where he jumps on walls, and where he, I don't know, counter pressures, given that, correct me if I'm wrong, it should be 505 who plays this Natalia.
Yeah, likely so. Although he did play Natalia once in the group stages, wasn't successful, but he did put a lot of early game pressure on the opponent.
Way to throw shade, man. No, I'm joking. But yeah, back again, RSG Singapore.
He just gave us stats!
Banning, right? Let's talk about the bans here.
Let's talk about bans!
Let's move on, right? Final ban for RSG Singapore. What do you think it'll be? Do you think they're going to target towards that roamer position now that they already secured a roamer for themselves in the Natalia? The answer is no. They're going to go and focus man's hero pool down.
There are still quite a few options left. I mean, you can go toe-to-toe, play the range game, pick up a Farsa, play a Kagra. For Orange Esports, they also need to consider maybe taking out Dairoth. That is one big factor here because, you know, you want to give Born a good game.
And that's going to be detrimental as well to the Esmeralda on their side. I mean, if you get pressured in the early game, you don't have that space for a 1-1 as well as Esmeralda. And the Ling, you know, if he doesn't snowball in time.
Yep, you land for like 2 seconds and the Dairoth sees you, pow, you're dead.
There's one hero that works really well here if we're talking about RSG Singapore. They want to just shut the 1-1 down again. Clint can work really well in lane, right?
Oh yeah.
Just outrange her, keep on poking her down.
That's the trinity.
Yeah.
That's the gold lane trinity. Clint, Beatrix, 1-1. Exactly. They battled the Masha, which I understand because they're already having a hard time with the Natalia. So I think RG Sports says,
yeah,
Coach Babs, I don't want the Masha. It's gonna give me a bad time. So take it out.
Take it out, and now RSG Singapore with the first pick in the second phase.
Well, Beatrix is still open. They haven't banned that out yet. So I guess it seems like they're going to give the, well, baby cakes that for free. They are pausing though, so I don't know if they have kind of a pocket strat up their sleeves.
Beatrix is more flexible. She can work in a lot of different situations, but Clint is better in lane. So that's okay.
Wait.
Khalid makes his debut on the MSC stage. Khalid?
Khalid XP lane, I'm assuming.
Interesting.
You usually pick up the Khalid when there's no CC on the other side, so that your quick sand guard is maximum efficiency. But now, I'm guessing it's also for burst. This may be like an odd ball answer to the 1-1 when she lands. I don't know. Scrubby Cheeks, you were saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say the fact that they paused there made me think it had a pocket strat and out pops the Khalid. So exactly that. But Orange Esports responds with a Ruby pick. So they do have the CC there.
Yep, no quick sand guard.
Yeah.
I see you, fam.
There's so much CC, and they're just adding on to the CC at this point, right? Ruby,
you wet the sand, it's over.
Yeah, basically, right? Like, there's so much CC here, and I'm pretty sure the Kadita is gonna go for the Petrify as well, just to add on to that combo. Now it's all up to RSG. They now know the entire composition from the side of Orange Esports. They want to pick up the Beatrix, the Clint, or perhaps they might just go for something like a Brody, more sustainable, can peel for himself. Works too, but yeah, I would just go for the Beatrix as well. More flexible in the different scenarios that Orange will force them to.
And more reliable, I would say. Because if you pick up a Brody, you can even consider like the Clint. It's just really Bayar Clint. That's what I was thinking. And they go with the former. looking good for RSGSG. They have good momentum, but I don't know why. Is there something about this Causeway conflict, this rivalry where like, oh, you played with the draft game 1, huh? You played out of meta. How about we do the same? Is that a thing?
That's true, maybe. I don't know.
Let me one-up you.
2 words. 1-1.
That is a name. It's not words.
But, you know, 1-1.
It's actually 1.
Yeah, it's a name. All right, man. Okay, Matt.
Get off my back.
Get off my back, man. You know, RSG Singapore, though. Yeah, I'm just going to go and predict Orange Esports because of 1-1.
So we're going to game 3 is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It's all about the mental reset and, of course, recalibrating your draft as we go into the Land of Dawn for game number 2. It's match point for RSG SG. Are they going to upset the locals here at MSC 2022 Day 1? Or are we going to go all 3 as we did in the first series of the day? Braystar and Purple as well as Carry.
Yeah, I guess we're going back to normal. So both purple starts here for of the junglers across the teams. I don't know. Orange Esports, they have the Kadita as well as the Ruby and Born, but it's not quite a beefy front line.
Yeah, you're really seeing some aggression here from the side of Orange Esports as well. They're trying to just give the 1-1 space to farm, but in that mid lane, Gary is trying to go for the Little Wanderer. It is actually just going to be Bray who takes it up. Gary, though, he goes to the end. He goes back to his own jungle. Baby Cakes up top, getting bullied.
Yeah, forced to back here, and you can see Min just waiting out. If Baby Cakes overstep just by a little bit, that will be a, well, pretty much dead Beatrix there, but Baby Cakes super careful. He realizes this from game 1, you know, the strategy is to shut him down in the early game, regardless of what he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, currently, again, I think RSG Singapore, with the Natalia, they need to be a little bit more aggressive, and they're showing it already. Diablo just invading the enemy jungle, and Gary is forced to just constantly be thinking about the Natalia, right? He wants to go back in, but there you go. 505 just punishes him for trying to go for the invade.
Not just even think of the Natalia, even see the Natalia. Yeah. There must be some mind games being played here, and given their huge win game number 1, RSGSG has all the incentive to do just that. So it's all in the cards. It's all in the logic, in the principle of how the series is going to go.
Absolutely.
At this moment, the turtle is spawning in just 2 seconds now. You can see even though Born has pressed up his lead all the way down bottom side with the minions, RSG, they've rotated all the way down to make sure that Bray can secure this objective.
Yeah, you can see the opposite instantly from the side of Orange Esports. They want to trade this for a kill on towards Baby Cakes up top. And will he get it? Baby Cakes actually flickers out, gets petrified though. The real world manipulation comes in, but it is still first blood from Orange. They will be able to get a gold lead here with the turret gold, but 505 is trying to look for more compensation. Min forced to back up. 505 doesn't want to commit, and that's actually Bray stealing the purple buff away from Gary.
And I was going to say, that is because as they took the turtle, the first turtle of the game about moments ago, he did not use Retribution. That's how in control and aware Bray was of the situation. I'm not sure if he planned to go for the steal, but indeed he did. So this puts Orange Esports in a very precarious position. This is a purple buffless Ling.
Yeah, that's really dangerous, and even though Gary is great on his assassin junglers, like you can see right now, it is a power pick for him, but without a purple buff, that's still going to be tough for him.
Yeah, mechanically speaking, it's a PBL. A purple buffless Ling, you need that. You're just not going to perform without it.
Yeah, you really do. On the Ling, it's just very, very tough when you don't have the purple buff. Even when you have the purple buff, sometimes it's just really tough, especially up against a composition like RSGSG. They have silence ability from the side of 505, just presenting utility, a lot of disengage, a lot of stuns, and to add on to that, the damage from Baby Cakes, if he does go for a Wesker, it's going to be really tough for Ling.
Not just the damage from Baby Cakes, even Diablo. I saw the interaction earlier. The Esmeralda was just not having a good time. Up top!
I'm offended. Getting popped here, gets onto Bray, crossbow of 10 pops as well, but not enough damage to be able to close out that kill. Instead, Miku pops the real world manipulation and tries to get Min to flicker out. Will get him to safety.
Yeah, and surprisingly, they didn't actually go for the dive onto Valens. I thought with Min forced to use the flicker, they would have just committed on to that dive towards Valens. He didn't even have the crossbow tang anymore, no Inspire, but no, they just choose the safe route. They're disciplined. They don't really want to push and overcommit. They know they have a gold lead currently. Stay onto it, wait for the turtle, set up.
I hear ya and I see it, but I'm wondering if that's the right call because it was a very small gold lead. I'm sure they could have forced the issue a little bit more, but Turtle already up second of the game.
Oh, 505 up top already being forced out of the range here. But RSG still pressing on, trying to get the turtle. They do have the ultimates up like the heavy spin as well as the raging sandstorm. Not opting to use that yet. Diablo though getting caught up here and manages to zone out everyone successfully for Bray to get the objective.
I love it. A Khalid that works like a miracle. You see that?
Yeah.
He bought so much time and opened up a kill from behind. 505 on balance.
Turns out it's not the quicksand guard that we need to look at. It's the Raging Storm to get out. 505, he's going to get taken down, but it's worth it, man. He traded his life for Valens on the 1-1. Because of that, he's going to lose an entire wave up top. And Baby Cakes gets the lead.
I'll take that trade any day.
Any day.
A Natalia for a 1-1. Yes, please.
And right now, RSG, they recognize, yes, Valence is probably the card that they're hiding now. They're doing the same as they did to Baby Cakes now. In the mid stages of the game, how are Orange Esports going to play this?
So Orange Esports, they're down about 500, but in team fights that they pick, in team fights that they want to go into, they can. So the way that they get into the mid-game's power spike this way is to watch out and count what Diablo's up to, because this happens.
That's what happens.
Look at the damage output that the Khalid has.
Yeah, and 2 executes as well, right? So it doesn't matter how much shielding you have, Diablo going to be able to convert on to the turret with the kill there. And Min is trying to look for a trade up top. It's not going to happen though, because again, RSG they have so much map control. They know, they're aware.
That's cheeky.
It is cheeky though.
I'm so amazed. You know, RSG, they respond exactly as if they can see exactly what's going on the map. It's insane. But right now, Gary being aggressed on in the mid lane, Bray popping that heavy spin, not able to get the kill so far. Gary just dashes out.
Gary almost walked into the loving arms of 505. You saw that?
Yeah. I was a bit worried for him for a bit, right? But then I saw every other member just surrounding him. But Valence now, he's caught in a sandwich play. That was beautiful by Baby Cakes. The Wesker Flicker combo comes in. Min's caught. Real world manipulation will be able to lock them down. But look at the rough waves coming in to just secure another kill. On the backside as well, Born jumping onto Mikumi. Diablo now in a 2v1, still managing to get away with 1 HP. But Min will silence his fate. That's a kill picked up. Miku, you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. Born just takes the kill. Miku's helping him out.
Oh, Miku just gives up right there. You can just see he just stands there. Yeah, take me. This is tough. Now, Man getting that burst damage onto Baby Cakes. Baby Cakes needs to really be careful here. I mean, yes, they're kind of even right now. A bit of advantage, but right in the middle lane, Min in some trouble here. 505 actually being the one to run away. Baby Cakes already popped that Nibiru to fend off Orange Esports. So far, no kills dropped yet.
That last team fight, very messy. I'd say RSGSG maybe a little too overconfident. They know that they have the damage advantage. They know that, okay, we can engage here. But I'm guessing, again, at some points they were allowed to be a little too overconfident. This might have been the punish right here.
Yeah, but look at that. Baby Cakes actually baits in Gary into the heavy spin. He will lose his life, but it is going to be traded in for 2 kills on the board. Turret down below taken down, so I would actually say it's still worth it for Orange here.
I feel like right now it looks as if, you know, Diablo is the hidden carry. Like, you think it's Baby Cakes or Miku Me. It is actually not, but Valence in some trouble here. Pops across Wolf Tank onto Bray. Will be able to secure the kill. And Diablo in some trouble. Looks like they will be happy with that one and walk away with it. But 505 gets the revenge onto Valence, taking that trade super well.
Yeah, Min also just forced to back away now, and RSG, they're slowly like losing their feet on the game. Currently, Orange Esports, they have RSG's number.
And I think the key here to both of these teams' success is on RSGSG's execute counters. They have to be aware and then pick the fights where the execute is on point. Miku me. Down.
Man now in some trouble. I'm offended lands, but they will not be able to get the last hit on him. Diablo comes in with the Raging Sandstorm though, and manages to put him in the dust.
The way you put it, the secret carry is Diablo.
Yeah, he's the silent killer from RSGSG, right?
Still not over the series.
Still not over the series, man. But man, like, at this point, right, RSG, they're building again. They have a 1,000 goal lead. They have map pressure. They're trying to go for the siege into the mid lane so that they can set up for the Lord. But Horn is just not letting that happen. RSG, they need to look for a cheeky pick at this point, right? Because if they don't get a pick, it's going to be kind of tough. Orange Esports have the advantage currently, and they can just snowball, honestly, in the mid stage of the game.
Yeah, we talk about how Diablo has, RSGSG has Diablo. As for Orange Esports, I gotta say, it's Man who's the real difference maker here. Wherein the rough waves, the full combo comes in, that's where they win. And of course, if you find these cheeky 2v1s, wherein there's no response, there's no blowback, you get that too. And you take away the gold lead from RSGSG. Orange Esports, if they play like this for the next 2 or 3 minutes more, and then leverage this free Lord, we might as well go into game 3.
This is what I was worried about when 505 went Natalia, right? Like, yes, you need to make full use of it in the early game, but right now, as we approach the mid and late, it starts to fall off. And if you're not able to get off those picks, you just fall off in the team fight.
Yeah, for sure. Lord here at a third of its health.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough for the side of RSG. I mean, look at Orange Esports. They're just grouping up. Bray is just forced to back away now. He goes in for the heavy spin, but he will not be able to use the Retribution there to pick up the Lord. Baby Cake's now trying to kite away as Diablo does the same thing on the back lines, going for Valence, but in the end, he will be the one who loses his life. A shutdown on to Valence is not good. Orange, Born, looking for the Falling Star Moon, will not connect onto it. 505 finds a trade, but it's a 1-for-1. Orange pick up the Lord.
Diablo cannot be two things at once. He cannot be the one zoning everyone and be the carry at the same time. This Kadita pick, I feel, has really thrown RSG off. And maybe it was RSG that showed their cards too early with the Khalid pick second to last.
Oh, I hear ya. Schrodinger's Diablo. It's not going to happen. But look, he is the most damage dealt. 30, almost 40k.
Oh, but look at this though, 505 going for it. This time Valence has the win in nature, and that might just be 505 punished here. It seems like it is, but 505 managing to maneuver really well with the help of Diablo to back him up and help him escape. But in the bottom side, Orange Esports, again, just looking to siege down the turret. It is not an enhanced Lord, so it will just be cleared out here under that base turret down below.
This is not look honestly, like, yes, RSG is still keeping up pretty well, but Orange Esports, they are gradually getting a lead, and I feel like this is only going to get bigger. They haven't found an answer for Man yet, because Man dives straight into the backline for Baby Cakes. Miku Mikumi forces them to retreat, and there's no more fight.
Yep, and it's not like there's any cleanses on the side of RSGSG, so they have to tank the full combo. They have to time it out, and there's just not enough resources, whether in gold, in EXP, or in kit, that RSGSG allows for that. So something's got to give. The best that they can do is trade, but they have to get beneficial trades. Nothing comes for free now at this point, 12 minutes in.
Oh, Gray is actually canceling out the rough waves, forcing him to pop it, but Valence, he's looking for one more weakness point. He goes in very deep, and he's going to get punished for it. Real world manipulation will take him low, and that's 505 getting caught by Gary. An amazing play to spot him out right there as he pops the Tempest of Blades and locks him down. Born picks up the kill. Baby Cakes now looking for the damage and the trade-off, but Valence is here to pop the weakness points. Baby Cakes running away. Born picks up the kill for a double. Diablo looking for it, but a crossbow Tang will be popped onto Miku, and now it's Bray who needs to suffer the consequences. Diablo with a Raging Storm trying to look for compensation. Gary dashes out in the last second. Again, a 3 for 2, favoring Orange.
So hard to watch. RSG had the lead there, but you forgot about Valence. Yes, you survived Man's rough waves, but what next? You face an onslaught of arrows being thrown at you. Right now, just a brawl between Born as well as Diablo. Show off the two fighters.